Good Wednesday, everybody. Good Wednesday. Good Wednesday. Good Wednesday. It's another beautiful Wednesday in the basement. Shout out to you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I really do. Now I know we've seen the thumbnail and y'all see what's top of the reaction. Sunday we had a show called The People Sunday. If y'all don't know, I'm usually on an annual basis on Sunday, and one of the young ladies was on there. I think Mila. She was on there, and she was talking about dating and how hard it was. And one of those things was she said that really stuck with me, and like I think Sweeney said before, or Lou said before, we talked about this before. We have. I'm still trying to understand why it's a problem for some guys. I really am. But with that being said, let me bring up one of the individuals who was on there. Listen, man, you look good. Good afternoon, good evening. However you want to look at it from your zone or area code. How you doing today, man? Or tonight, man?
Mute. Hey, I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good. I want to talk about this show. Now, there was some other things I wanted to react to, but that was probably the main thing because when you said that, I mean, like I said, we had this conversation before with fellas, but to hear a young lady say it, it's like, damn, this can't be the case. Is it that bad?
It's worse than that bad.
So now you tell us about your Bernie Sanders love interest.
Oh yeah, my little white man.
Yeah, your little white man. Jesus Christ. Shout out to the little white man.
I wish that I could show y'all because ironically enough, after that show, I don't know if his antennas was burning, right? But he sent me a picture of him like dressed up, right? And he was like, so you telling me you wouldn't date me? I never responded back because I didn't know what to say. He tried so hard.
Let me tell you, yeah, Mr. Charlie. That's what we call him, Mr. Charlie. His nickname is Mr. Charlie. He might have seen the show. You was talking so bad about my man. It was. I felt bad for the dude. I felt
but
real
he's
bad
such a
for
nice
the man.
man. I just want to caveat, he is an amazing man. From what I know from his social media interactions of the last 5 years, he is a nice man.
And I believe he is. I really do. Uh, I reached out to a couple other people that was on the show, and they gonna we got to iron this out. So I'm hopefully they come here soon. They run a little late, a little behind. That's cool. Uh, but I do have the video queued up where we kind of started having this discussion. Now, prior to that, we was having a great discussion. Uh, talking about how important a lot of stuff is about other stuff. But then that last hour kind of went in a different direction of what we had planned on going. But that's a beautiful thing. Like I said in the show, that's a beautiful thing about Little P for Sundays, man. I mean, sometimes we go off script and sometimes it makes the show better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, you've been on there a couple times, so you've seen how it went and how it goes sometimes. Yeah, yeah. let me cue up the video, and we'll go from there. And we're gonna definitely talk about this.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, you got the video queued up and ready to go. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. Let's talk about it. So right here, this part of the video, I'm kind of talking about me and my lady we went to see Country Wayne. Country Wayne put on a good show, guys. If you ever get the opportunity, definitely go see him. So we was somewhere just to relax. We weren't trying to go out because at the time we didn't know what time the comedy show was going to end, so you couldn't really have reservations to a nicer restaurant. We need reservations, so we kind of just went to Applebee's, something to snack on to eat on before we head on home. I seen an individual in there, and he was just at the bar, and it was another lady sitting at the bar, but I'm gonna play the video and then I'll go into more details on that situation. I didn't want to go into too much details while we was on the show, but doing doing that show, doing the show today, I didn't want to go into too much detail, but I knew I was going definitely have to talk about it. But let me play the video.
I had no game now. Just being 100. That's cat.
Because what I got last night, after the comedy show, me and my lady went out last night, and this guy was at the bar. There was a black lady at the bar right next to him, and his ass wouldn't say nothing to him. This is what he kept doing. He looking over at he leaning back in his chair, looking at her ass. But he said a damn word. I said, what type of is this? And he did that probably for about 20. I started recording. My lady got mad. I said, hell yeah, I might want to talk about this on Wednesday. But so I can't disagree. These dudes are scared to have a conversation. They're scared to open up mouth and approach they're scared to do it.
I'm working.
So I'm gonna pause it there for a second. You made that statement that they are scared to come up to you, right? That's what you shared with us.
Yes.
And so I was thinking, oh man, it's just that can't be it. Maybe something about what Mila's doing or not. But when I thought about it, I was like, well, hold on. This guy was scared to have a conversation. He was right next to it. He was right next to it. They side behind. You would think they together as close as they was, but they wasn't. And he just kept checking her out. Now I'm not gonna. I didn't upload the video. I didn't play the video. I'm not gonna do that guy like that. I'm not gonna do it like that. That's one of the things I guess some of the guys are having issues with, being uploaded and embarrassed. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna talk about it because I don't get it. I can't understand it for life. Now maybe it's me in the era I came in. You know what I'm saying? We handle rejection way better than what maybe cats are doing now. And maybe they just been hurt too much and to the point they can't even accept rejection anymore. I don't know.
So I went to a game night Friday night, right? And like I said on the show, it was a woman fest. I mean, out of like 150 people, 120 of them were women, right? And the rest were men. And so I was there with a couple of my homeboys, right? So as the night progressed and I like actually like started like working the room, I was like, wow, it's nothing but women here. So I go to my homeboys and I was like, why y'all ain't talking to no women? I mean, it was like women of all types, ethnicities, tall, short, thick, skinny, like whatever type of woman you like, they was in this game night, okay? And the women were friendly. They were dancing because they done had their little drinks. Da da da. You know how girls be when they had their little drinks. Girls dancing on girls. They twerking. They doing all of this. So I go to my homeboys and I'm like, y'all, this y'all time to shine. Like, why we not talking to no women? They all single. They say they want somebody, right? They looked over to me and said, I quote, players get chosen. So I guess the new like logic ideology is that men don't choose. They wait for women to choose them.
So let me say this, because my man Big Bama, 44, shout out to my big brother, a great supporter of the channel and the show. Probably afraid she would me too him.
Me too him by having a conversation.
Look, we seen situations happen like this, right? We heard these stories before. Now, I remember seeing clips and videos. I don't know how it started. If it started by him just saying hi and then she claimed that, or was not getting the hint, accepting the rejection and moving on. So she felt the need of showing video. I think it was Luis who was telling us or mentioning that story type of situation.
But those are like happenstances. That's not something.
I can agree.
Like,
I can agree.
I've never ever seen a woman pull out their phone to record a man while he was trying to holler at her. I've like never seen that ever. And I live in Houston, Texas, and I've never seen that.
Look, I come from a different era. I understand. I guess I'm out of touch. Some people will say, I don't totally agree with that, because there was a period when I was, when I was divorced, I was dating. So between 2016, my divorce final in January. Of course, I was already dating before my divorce final, because we were separated. It wasn't just 2016 we divorced. No, there was a separation time period. That matter of fact, I think Kentucky's law is 6 months to a year of separation before you can get a divorce final.
Oh wow!
So we was already separated, no longer the same residence, moved on from each other. We just wait for all the paperwork, the T's to be crossed and the I's to be dotted. That's the only thing we wait for. In that time, I went out at least twice during that late 2015 period. 2016 is when I felt more comfortable going out, because the divorce was final. I didn't want no issues, didn't want to do anything to cause me, I guess, any more financially or emotional with the divorce. So I kind of waited to after that, because that's what let me say why. My lawyer recommended me to do that. That was his recommendation. To everything smooth over, wait until the divorce is final. Even if you wait the day of and the day after the divorce, then do that for everything to be everything. So, I went out one time with a woman. It was just a one-time thing. Didn't go no further, didn't nothing happened with it. But just a one-time date. It was like pretty much a blind date. Somebody hooked me up, didn't work out anyway. It just didn't work out for me. So I stopped dating until after my divorce was final and everything was good. But with that being said, 2016, I was out there, I guess, as you say, they say. Now, I was doing that for about for about a couple years. I was outside, right? So I don't know what period this started where we had to be afraid of Me Too. I thought Me Too was kind of kicked off in 2005, 2006. I thought that's when it happened. Maybe it happened later. I don't know. But
it was later
for
than
sure.
that.
Okay. Well, for sure, in 2016, it was happening then, I assume. Was it happening in 2016? I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat could tell me. I was out there for 2 years, but then I tried to get back with my ex-wife, and we got back together. We tried it for a couple years, didn't work out. So guess where your boy was? In 2020, he was back out there. And unfortunately, COVID shut some stuff down. So wouldn't have been out there like that. When COVID opened things back up, I was out there again. Now, at this time, I was having conversation with the lady I'm currently with now. The lady who I'm in the process of getting married to, is who I started to have conversations with, talking to, engaging. Now we're here. So I was out there. I was out there doing that Me Too. I was willing on putting myself on the line for that and take the rejection. And hopefully, thank God, I didn't get Me Too, I guess. But I was out there. I was in the dating market. And this is me at the late age of 45, 46, whatever the case may be. Guys, it was harder then. It's harder when you're a man of a certain age compared to these young cats. You in your 30s, man, you probably still in the club. I'm not going to a club in my 40s. It's not my speed anymore. So I wouldn't get them there. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case. So I'm going to the stores or the grocery stores or the malls to gatherings, to get-togethers, to, I guess, single meetups and all what you was talking about. Doing those things. Never did online dating because I was never for that. I was never with that. Didn't trust it. Didn't believe in it because I just thought it was there to do for hookups. That's my belief. I even did a show on it. It's just for hookups.
It is. That's all it's for. That's all it's for.
I believe that. So, hey, look! Shout out to Big Bama. He's coming with the heat, the questions, and the statements. I appreciate you, Big Brother. I promise you, I do. He said some guys are going to be afraid to approach. That's normal. But a certain type of woman makes it harder for guys to approach the woman who may want a relationship, in my opinion. Big Bam, you ain't going to get a fight from me. You're not going to get a fight from me. Yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that. I believe this.
What are these certain type of women that make it harder?
I don't know. I don't. Big Bam, help me out. If you can, give us some examples of these where these women are. I mean, look. I'm sure they at the bars. I'm sure they at the clubs. I'm sure they out at the stores. I mean, I'm sure they everywhere. It's just some guys run into them. That's just. I think it's just bad luck for them. You know, they unfortunately ran into a bad one.
So why is it that you have one bad experience and now men as a collective, kind of like what we were talking about on the podcast, like as a collective, men are not approaching, and they are, I guess this is tying into the soft boy era that they be talking about, where it's like men want you to chase them, but like women are not chasers. That ain't our role. To be chasing, we supposed to show interest back, right? Like if you show interest, but for us to be like the predator and like on the hunt, that's not feminine energy.
I definitely agree with that. And so, me, I'm the type, I wouldn't have a problem if a woman came to me and hit on me and did that. I wouldn't take it no type of way. I wouldn't take it as somebody being masculine or nothing like that. Me personally. Now, some men may find that to be, kind of weird. Some may feel like that's kind of
aggressive.
Yes. Yes. Brother Vic, what's going on? Well, look, I can't go no further. I got to do this because this is your first time in a basement. So everybody who's first time in a basement always got to ask a certain question. And my question to you, Mila, is what is your guilty pleasure songs? What is them songs that you like to listen to, but you will be afraid if your friends or your family members knew you was listening to it, you'd be kind of embarrassed. But whenever you hear it on the radio, you crank that bitch up. I mean, you turn it up, you have a good time, you know what I'm saying? But your friends will look at you like, ooh, why you like that song? You know what I'm saying? What is them guilty pleasure songs you like to listen? So, for example, with me, mine is, I don't know if you remember this group. It's a group that came out in mid-90s called New Kids on the Block.
Oh, yeah, I heard of them.
Okay, so that was my and they had a song called Please Don't Go Girl. That was my guilty pleasure song. So I would listen to that song. I turn it up, be bopping, but like, dude, what you listen to that song for? I'm like, I don't care what y'all talking about. I like it. That's my song.
So I have two.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
My original song would be this song by Fergie. I know that's so random, but it's called Big Girls Don't Cry. I don't know. That song just really gets to me every time. It's low key like an emotional white people song, but it is so good to me. And then now, I guess this taps into my ratchet St. Louis side. But unfortunately, every time I hear Sexy Red, I do got to turn it up. She's so ratchet, but it just be so catchy. It just be so catchy. I don't know why I like her. I don't know if it's because I'm from St. Louis, so I understand her. I don't know, but those are it. I be trying not to listen to Sexy Red because people look at you crazy, but it be catchy.
Let me say this. You better make sure if you do that, you better do it in the private, because if a man see you talking about you listen to that stuff, he's gonna turn and run, right? That's what he's supposed to do. When you listen to what she talks about, how she talks, and what she's saying, a man's supposed to run away from that. Like, oh Lord.
But I don't take it as like face value like people do. I listen to music for entertainment, right? Not for real life. So I could listen to it. It be a little boppy, like, she be a little boppy. They be having them little cool little dance. She be throwing it back, Woo! But that's why I listen to it in the privacy of my home. And when they play it outside, I try not to act like I don't know the words, but I really do.
God damn. Look, everybody, that might be a guilty pleasure. You should have kept to your damn self.
Well, I was trying to be honest. Don't judge me, y'all. Everybody got a little ratchet in them, okay? Sorry, my bad.
No. Don't put that body on us. Don't put.
Everybody had that ratchet genre. Everybody had a little ratchet. Little Kim was ratchet back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a little ratchet.
This
you know what I'm saying? Look, tweet. We all had a little ratchet in everybody era. The young people, they just take it a little far.
Jesus Christ. Lord help us. Lord help us. Look, I'm gonna need for you to keep that guilty pleasure song. That song right there, the Fergie was good. Fergie was good. I can understand it. But that last one,
you see that balance.
Don't tell that no more. Don't tell that story no more.
That white people and then ratchet, that's called balance, y'all. Balance.
Is that what we call it?
Balance. But I'm very educated though. I got a whole biology degree, right? I'm smart. But I do like a little ratchet.
Yeah, but see, there's a mindset that comes with that, though. You understand what I'm saying?
And
There's a certain
I can understand for the younger generations, I have seen the shift in the behavior of women and the dating dynamic since the evolution of the city girls and you know the sexy reds and the Sukianas and all of them people. I have seen it, and I feel like if you're a highly influenced person, yes, it can shift your mindset. But I'm a very grounded individual where I can listen to something and take it as all like, oh, this is for fun, not applying it to my actual real life because I have intelligence. However, I can understand how the younger generation, it can shift their mindset, which has caused the shift in the dating pool, which is why maybe men don't approach it. It could all be tied into each other. I could see that.
but look, let me say this. We're not gonna just keep on putting on these young people like like these old heads ain't out here thinking the same way.
You know, that's valid. That is valid. I cannot speak on how the women are behaving, right? Because I do not date women, right? I can only speak from my experience from like dealing with men. And I can attest that we have a lot of future behaving types out there in the 34 plus age demographic. So it can trickle down to all ages. I will give you that. I will. You are right, and I would assume that it's probably trickled into the 34 plus women as well. Unfortunately, it's a little rocky out here. I mean, it's rocky. I just be telling people that's in relationships just make that shit work because it is rocky out here. Like they ain't abusing you or something, and the core things are there. Just try to make it work. Just try to make it work. It's ghetto out here. It's the trenches. Trenches. And if you live in a big city like Houston or Atlanta or something, it's even worse. It's even worse.
Well, look here, I'm gonna get back to it because you need to be bailed out right now because you said this. Oh Lord, Lord help us, Lord help us. Let's get back to the video.
In the club industry for 8 years, bro. I watched it firsthand every single weekend.
No, I don't deny that it's not happening. I'm saying the reason for why it's happening is happening.
Yeah, this is science fiction, man. Like to us, this sounds like science fiction. For everything that Louise stated, and right now, well, put this way: if you didn't have anybody in your inbox that you could filter through, you will soon. Trust me.
Yeah, this is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna make this video go viral, okay? I need all my good-looking, well-to-do brothers who are confident, competent, well-to-do to go slide into Mila's DMs right now. Her DMs are more open than a 24-hour Walmart out in the States.
I guarantee you.
I am telling you, go up in there, introduce yourself, be
no
confident, be respectful too. No weird pictures, and shoot your shot properly.
And you got to be a family man.
Hey, and you got to be a family man.
I would like the record to reflect that nobody slid in my DMs.
Oh, goddamn. And there's your answers.
Well, at least I don't think. I don't know. Right. I'm terrible at responding to DMs, but in my glance, I don't think nobody slid in. But I'll take a second look.
Yeah. This is funny. But let me say this. In what was said, being that you are actually going through this and experiencing these type of situations, do you think that's how a lot of guys operate because they afraid of being Me Too? Has anybody ever expressed that to you while they was maybe shooting their shot or attempted shooting a shot?
I've never in my entire life heard somebody be like, "Oh, I don't want to be Me Too," because maybe I don't understand what Me Too is. I thought Me Too was for people that were sexually assaulted and raped, right? So if you ain't sexually assaulted or raped nobody,
you gotta watch that last word you just said. That R word, we can't use those words. So we got to use another word.
Pushed up on.
Say booty snatched.
Okay, booty snatched. Okay, I thought that's what that was for. So if you haven't done those things, why would you think that you finna get Me Too? I guess I don't my brain can't understand the correlation or the logic with approaching a woman to like have a conversation, right? You could be asking what's her favorite drink, what was the best thing that happened in her week, whatever the fuck it is, right? I don't see how that could then lead to a woman being like, "Oh, he Me Too me." What?
Mm-hmm.
That it just doesn't make sense. I think that men are making up scenarios in their head and then thinking that it's reality. I also think that a lot of these videos that we're seeing via TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, wherever, Twitter, wherever, half of these videos is to get likes and to get streams. They're not real. People be making up fake scenarios and fake things to go viral, to have conversations, to have things to talk about on different podcasts. And I think that people need to be able to like maybe take a step back from social media, do a reset, and like actually go out in real life and see that these fears, made up fears and realities, do not exist. The reality is that men are not going out. Men, when they do go out, they hug the wall. They stand with their homeboys the whole night. Women are dancing on women all night. And there is no type of interaction, whether it's like just to maybe get a gym partner or just to meet a new person. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but like the opposite sexes are not talking. I think that's the problem. Like, and whatever it is going on social media, because I've never seen any of these videos that they were talking about on Sunday either. Whatever that is, I've never seen it. It doesn't come on my logarithm. And yeah, I don't get it, you know. And I get, like, I have a homegirl, right? She has like that resting bitch face. So I understand why men don't approach her. I tell her, you look mean. You look like you don't want to be bothered, right? But me, when I go out, I'm always smiling. I'm a smiley girl. So I try to like make myself like look approachable, right? So I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Sherry Berry, what the hell are you talking about?
I was like, grandkids.
She said, "F these grandkids, Hank. I'm going to." Okay, I don't. Lord help me, Sherry Berry. Shout out to Sherry Berry. God bless her. God bless her. Look here. I'm not gonna sit there and say some of the things you said wasn't true. I think all guys can admit that. But you know, the last time I really seen that happen like that was probably an elementary dance that I had to chaperone for when I was a substitute teacher. And it sounds like that's pretty much what it is. That, you know, the kids would stand, boys be on one side of the room and the girls be on the other, and nobody was talking and interacting. They was all, even in elementary, they were just on their phones. You had a few girls, little girls, was to get out there dancing with each other. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they were just sitting on, like you said, they were holding the wall up. Even when I was in my 20s and still in the club, they was doing that too. Now, there was some men and women out there interacting and dancing, do it well. But, half the club will be staying on the wall, sitting there, bobbing their head, chair dancing, that's what I would call. They would be dancing in the chair, but didn't want to get on the dance floor. You go and ask them, would you like to dance? And they said, nah, I'm good.
Oh.
Cool, no problem.
I must have been living in ratchet places, because back when I was in college and early 20s, people was dancing. Okay, I'm talking about, remember, I don't know what demographic, but people, the men used to have to hold the men up because the girl was dancing on them too hard. They be like, oh, and the thing and stuff. And people was talking, but that was before I think that the going out scene became section based. So when they started making everything section based, I think that like took away the interactions, because now people are coming, they go sit in the sections with the people that they came with, and they're not like forced to interact. They're not forced to interact. When you have a big dance floor, you kind of forcing people to be in this small environment. You bumping into people, woo, woo. You kind of gonna talk. You notice somebody, you bump into them. You like, oh, okay. And now that's how a conversation starts. But if you just in a section the whole night or wherever, you're not gonna interact. I went to a networking event, right? For like emerging 100 black men or something like that organization. And even at the networking event, these people was not talking. How we not talking at a networking event? It's a networking event. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
Let me say this: if I wasn't in my relationship that I would now, I would take a hidden camera out and just see. I swear,
That's a great
God,
idea.
I want to
That's
do
a
it so
great
bad.
idea.
I want to do it so bad, but I don't think my lady will agree with that.
That's a great idea. Let me find out that's about to make me go viral. I'm about to take hidden cameras
I
out.
don't think my lady will be okay with me doing that exercise.
You
I'm
done
sure
gave me an idea.
she's in the chat. I'm sure she'll answer that question. I'm sure she may not be okay with me doing that demonstration for you guys. I'm sure that wouldn't go well. So I'm not going to do it. But I would love to do it to see what will happen. But my man Big Bam comes back with another one. He said, you just said one reason why they don't approach. Your friend looks mean as hell. Thank you. Yeah. Look, that's not a good thing. So ladies watching, if that's how you are doing that, don't do it. My lady said, no, Hink. Not like that illustration. Okay, I expected that answer.
That's valid. That's valid.
Look here, man. I remember approaching a woman who had that, what they call the resting bitch face. And I did something just to try to make her smile. Now, I wasn't really trying to get with her like that. But I just wanted to test my game. I just want to see, if I got what I need to get to make the woman interact, talk, smile, or relax. And it worked. It worked. She broke a smile. She was at ease. We had a dance, and we went our separate ways. I didn't ask her for a number. Didn't try to do none of that. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Look, I'm the type of guy, I go out by myself. I don't need a group of dudes to go with me. I go into a spot myself. Put my beard in myself. Interact with. That's what I had no problem with doing that.
So do you think maybe that like a lot of men lack confidence or something?
Lack confidence. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think lack of confidence is probably part of it. But now, look, let me say this: I do believe that some men are scared because they're afraid that they could be considered somebody who's harassing or somebody who's trying to you know trying not to get me too. So I could kind of understand that, but at the same time, if I was a man who was looking to even just to get cheeks, right? You're gonna get tired of being dry dick every night. You're gonna get tired of self-pleasuring yourself. And so you want to have a woman to be intimate with. And I can't get that if I'm just gonna sit on my stoop and not say a word. I can't. I can't get those type of interactions if I don't just sit back and just look at her. There's only so much adult movies I can watch. There's only so much self-gratification I can get. I want to be with a woman. I want to smell a woman. I want to taste. I want to touch and interact and engage with a woman. I can't do that if I just sit back and just look like some creepy old man. I can't do that. I wouldn't want to do that. And I don't understand this.
I started thinking that
So
the men was gay.
I got to go out there and put my beards in. You said what? I'm sorry.
I said I started thinking that the men was gay. I'm like, man, well, maybe they gay. I mean, I don't know what the thing is. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I had watched this podcast yesterday, and it was like this man, like, I guess telling ladies like the things that they should do to, like, you know, let a man know that he welcomed or whatever. I don't know, like you approachable. It was giving advice on how to make women approachable, right? And he had like 7 things on his list. And everything that this man said, I do. So then I was like, well, I don't understand then. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So
My man Vic said men of today think their car and the price of their outfits is going to automatically draw women to them. That is the problem.
that is a problem. And then they say that women want to use them for money, but then you lead it with money.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes zero sense.
I can't fight you on that. That makes no sense.
Like, it's so contradictory. Like, you say you don't want women to use you, but then you lead with money. Just like when a man do approach you, they always lead with you buying a drink. How you know I don't even drink, right? So then it's like, when I be like, no, I'm good on a drink, it's like they have no follow-up for that. Because I don't drink. I'm not going to take your drink. Like, that's a waste of your money, right? So then it's like, if you're going to approach, you need to, like, be able to have a conversation starter outside of, like, throwing your money. Because then, like, then y'all going to be crying later. Oh, she using me for money. She just want me to buy stuff. La, da, 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 da,
da, da, da. Look, Jesus Christ. I don't know what to say, man. I really don't. Since I don't know what to say, let's get back to this damn video. You're not gonna have me all lost of words up per meal.
That woman ain't got no problem.
Hey, JR, this might have to be a conversation on King Talk, man. Are men really out here scared to approach women?
The perfect
But
example
I
is
like women a
crazy, man. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it until I actually seen it, man.
Like, bro,
Are you
you can look at my chat right now.
Hold on. Let me trying to say something. Go ahead, Mila.
I say I do think that men are scared, and I think that a lot of men are make a lot of assumptions about women, and so because y'all making assumptions, being like nobody's talking, like people really assume that I just have all of these people flooding me in regular everyday life and in my DMs, but I really don't. And I think it's because people is assuming that I got everybody, so they're not. They like, well, I don't want to be in no competition because she got all these people, but that is really not the case at all.
Y'all do know that men talk about this all the time. Like, there's no secret why men aren't approaching with that. It's
I
not.
said I blame women a little bit. I think women did something right. Women calling me a thirsty. I don't know.
Yeah, it's no like it's been up and down. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying, like, I know exactly the reason why men are not approached. They talk about it every single day online in real life. Or, like, for example, Mila, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When guys ask you for your number, do you give out fake numbers a lot of the time, or give out like a, what is that called, the Google Voice number or something like that?
I'm saying, you know.
So that's a layered question.
No,
right?
like, no, don't think of it that way. Like, think of it just straight up. Like, when somebody asks you for your number, like, have you ever had to give out a fake number or something like that?
Yes, I have had to give out a fake number.
You've heard a lot of women that's been a cause for action for a lot of women, right?
That's part of the game, though.
Yeah. Same thing with why men have not been approached. They've been sharing notes, and bad news travel fast. So, like,
bro.
Nah, that's the wrong.
Look. Let me say this. You got some guys that are assholes and extremists. You have something like that. You got guys who ready to fight a woman because he didn't get the number. He's ready to cuss her out, drag up and down, and embarrass the woman. A resident pimp, Big Bama 44 said, "I don't know if that's the reason, Sweeney."
Me either. I don't think that's the
Big
reason.
Bama the pimp came through with the comment. I know that's right, Big Bama. Now look, let me not put that out there. I can't prove or disprove that Big Bama's a pimp. But I don't know. Look, if that's what you already show signs of not being interested, and some guys just don't get the signs. Some dudes just don't read the signs. They just they didn't work themselves up to get to the point of walking over and talking to you, and all of a sudden the signs are there. She looking around. She's not interested. She's blowing off conversation. She's giving you short, uninterested type answers like, yeah, okay, and then she's looking at her girlfriend from side or looking at her, showing signs of not being interested in what you're saying. But some guys will just stand there just still trying to convince, and it's not happening. And now they're getting frustrated because it's not happening because they finally like, oh, I feel like I waste my time. So now the anger kicks in, the frustration kicks in. And with that frustration, some guys just don't know how to express their frustration in the right way. Instead of just walking away, they say, fuck you, bitch. Or they do some stupid shit like, they may have a drink in their hand and throw it on. I don't know. Silly shit. Instead of just taking the rejection and moving on to the next lady. Some guys are like that. So for you fellas who are like that, let that cousin, uncle, he can help you out. Don't take it that serious. If a woman rejects you, she tells you she's not interested, take it as such. And let me do you a solid. Find somebody else in that same vicinity she's in.
Ooh, that's gonna piss her off. Low
Yes,
key.
exactly. That's why I said that. Find somebody within her same vicinity. That means it could be that woman at the same table as her. She may not be interested. Doesn't mean her girlfriend isn't. Don't catch her at the table. Catch her when she's by herself. If she decides to go up to the bar and get a drink, or she decides to go to the bathroom, you catch her on the way out. Don't catch her on the way, because it's obvious she's got to go to do what she needs to do. Catch her on the way out of the bathroom, and you put your bid in. She may even say, well, you trying to talk to my homegirl. Yeah, but she wasn't interested. But I seen you there, and I seen the way you was looking, and you seemed like you was kind of interested. I made a mistake. I chose the wrong one at first. But what I didn't do, when I chose you right here, I feel like I chose right.
Hey,
And put your bid in.
they said that to me.
You said, what'd you say?
I'm laughing at a man if he said that to me. I'm sorry.
You gonna laugh at him? Why would you laugh
That
at him?
don't sound like some game if I ever heard
Well,
it. Don't be trying to run no game.
that's what it is, ain't it? Look, that's what it's all about. It's game. A man's got to come with the right game in order to get you. That's what he's supposed to do. And you're supposed to either choose and go with the game and see if what he's talking about, is he real or is he just bullshitting me? But before we get into any more of that, I got to do the super chat. Shout out to Big Ant 11, my resident hater. He said, what up, Hank?
Not my resident.
Big Ant ain't nothing happening. Just trying to get some answers, brother. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. But thank you for the super chat. Brother, you didn't have to bless me, but I appreciate the blessing. Thank you, sir. Big Bama said, hell yeah. All right, let me go back. He said, no. But it got a nice ring to it, Hank. I know that's right. So Big Bama confirmed he is not a pimp.
That's good to know, Big Bama.
Right on. But that's what it's about. Spitting your game and seeing what happens. Look, the worst you can tell me is no, and I'm going to keep moving.
Maybe men don't got game no more. Maybe that's something y'all need to talk about.
Maybe it is. You might be right.
Maybe
They
that is the
used to staying on
problem.
their phone and not actually interacting or having conversation. They forgot how to talk to a person.
I honestly, this is my theory. I think COVID really fucked people up. Like that isolation and like being trapped in the house for all that time. People lost their interpersonal skills. And maybe men lost how to run game. Women lost how to converse back. I mean, maybe that's what happened.
So are we saying that the only way men and women going to forever get together now is they have to go on the dating apps? That's the only way?
Well, they said that's, I guess.
Men and women can't just go outside and meet somewhere at the grocery stop, at the local mall or the local gathering or the city fairs or the events that maybe the city's throwing that that you will see people of the opposite sex, social events. That's not going to happen there. I can see a woman. I want to speak to her, but I'm nervous. I'm afraid because I don't know what to say. So I'm going to let this beautiful woman go by me, not put my bid in, and hope she's on a dating app and I can recognize her. Is that what we got to do from here on out? Is that what these young cats got to look forward to? Because please believe you me, my son knows how to have a conversation with a woman. I tested him. I made sure he knows what to say it, how to come across to her, how to keep it professional, and how to do it the way the young cats do it. He knows this. Now, guess what? My father wasn't always around when I was younger. And please believe, when he was, he didn't teach me how to talk to women. That wasn't a conversation me and my father was having. on how to pick up and talk to women. You know who was teaching me that? My grandfather.
Hmm.
You know who was teaching that? My cousins. Trial and error. That's how we learn. Man, I feel sorry for some of these cats, man.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to start giving some tutorials on how to talk to ladies or something.
Lord. Oh, Lord. Fair warning, guys. Mina's going to give a tutorial on how to pick up women.
Not
Stay
me,
tuned.
I ain't no man, I can't help, but y'all men, y'all need to like start
You say-
giving the tutorials.
I thought you said you're going to teach them what to say to the women.
No, that's for y'all men to do. I don't know what to say to women. Just be respectful instead of saying, hey, girl. Like, at least say, you know, something. I don't know. Men don't got no game. That's what it is.
My brother Big Bama came back again. He said, I got more game than a Parker Brothers. Shout out to Monopoly. Shout out to Big Bama 44. Shout out to my brother. Oh, man, that's crazy. Is that
Yeah,
what we
I think
need?
y'all need to start giving tutorials because I don't think, now that you say that, I don't think men got game. I think that's the problem.
Say it ain't so.
They don't know what to say. So they not saying anything. And they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to look stupid. So they would just rather opt out, right? And maybe, you know, catch her. Maybe you will see her on Instagram. Or maybe you will see her on a random dating app, right? And it's a little bit easier to talk to people via the screen than it is for people to talk in person.
Fellas, I'm not liking what I'm hearing right now. I hope this ain't the case. You guys don't know how to shoot your shot anymore. You guys ain't got game, y'all. Y'all hoping you find out on IG or Facebook. I don't know, these young cats still use Facebook no more. On TikTok, y'all hoping y'all find out on Tinder, Bumble.
They don't even be talking on Tinder and Bumble no more. Or Hinge. Or Black People Meet. They don't even be talking.
They just sit there and look at pictures all goddamn day.
Yes, that's exactly what they is doing.
Fellas, y'all got to do
I gave
better.
up on the dating apps. I mean, you just get followers. Honestly, dating apps is for you to get followers on your social media because that's all you do.
Fellas, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better, man.
And I'm going to say women got to do better too because to be fair, I have heard from the men's side that women don't know how to have conversation back. If the man do come with something, they don't be having nothing back for them. So
I'm very concerned.
I'm very concerned too. As a person that's been living this life for like 7 years, I'm very concerned.
Let me do this. My man Viz has hit me in the back. Let me send him the link. I thought I sent it to him, but I guess I did.
Oh, I like Biz. He be so cool. But yeah, maybe y'all on y'all talk, y'all can maybe give some men some pointers on how to approach a woman or something. Maybe that's what's missing.
You think that's what it is?
I really do, because I feel like back in the day, didn't people used to talk about this or something? I don't know. Or like,
Well, back in the day,
it wasn't like a screen, right? So y'all had to like actually go up, talk to people. Like I remember in high school, people used to be in the mall, right? It'd be little big people in the mall, and they'd be trying to talk to the girls or whatever. And we had the little teen clubs, and in St. Louis, it was like the lock-ins and the skating lock-ins and stuff. So people was forced to like talk in real life. But now you don't got to talk in real life. I mean, they got whole
Mm.
dated, they got whole shows of people. They just crazy. They just released a reality show of people that have been dating online for 6 months to a year and they never met in real life.
What's
Ain't
the name
that
of this
crazy?
show?
Let me look. It's Aaron. Let me try to see if I can find it. But isn't that crazy though? Like, how y'all been in a relationship and y'all never met in real life? Crazy.
I don't. Damn, that does sound bad. That does sound real bad. Let me get back to the video. Man, I ain't gonna let you keep dogging walk the fellas like this. We not gonna keep dogging walking. I know there's some fellas out there, they are willing to open their mouths and talk to some people.
Where
Y'all
they
ladies,
at? Slide in my DMs.
y'all ladies just being mean. Y'all walk around with this resting bitch face too much. I think that's what it is. Let's get back to the video. I ain't gonna let Mila dog y'all all out.
Well, the question is,
That sound like some weak shit, man. That sound like some pussy ass. Wait a minute. Y'all, because you asked the question, you said you asked the question, but men talk about it all the time.
all right.
Can I say something real quick?
Hold on.
Wait, what was the reason? I lost.
One of the reasons is because a lot of men have dealt with disrespectful women or being embarrassed. There's been a lot of instances where they've been posting videos of these guys, also being falsely accused of something that has scared a lot of men off. There's been it's a number of reasons, but that's the reason why you starting to see in mass men no longer approaching.
Come on, bro.
Let me talk real quick. Let me get. All right. For one, there's a difference when what you hear online than what's going on in real life. Please believe there is a difference. There is a disconnect. The real question is, why did you give the fake number, Mila? That's the real question. You gave him a fake number. There was a reason you gave him a fake number.
I don't think it matters.
No, it does matter. It does matter because I never give like a fake number. I give out my business number, which is like my Google Voice number, and then my actual personal number to my real phone, right? If somebody like have a cool conversation and I'm like, I'm not attracted to them, but maybe I could grow some attraction to them based on if they keep up with their consistency in conversation, I give them my number, my Google Voice number. If it's somebody where I'm like, oh, okay, instant, like, oh, then you could get my real number because I already want to talk to you. So it's just based on like your approach, how serious I think you finna be. If I know we not finna really last long at all, and I'm just abiding your ego by you being able to say that you got my number, then I'm gonna give you my fake number because I know we not gonna stay in conversation. Like, why you need direct contact with me? You're gonna have complete access to me and not even use it appropriately.
What? So
let me say this real quick because I think that we as men are forgetting how the game is played. Women, if you shooting your shot, and if you approach a female and she not feeling you, it's gonna be evident right off bat. Right off bat. Now, if she gives you a phony number, that's part of the game. That's been happening since I've been in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm 37 since 17, 16, going up to the teen clubs. If the broad not feeling, she's gonna give you a phony number. That's part of the game.
Well, I think
if you're extra aggressive.
I think y'all
you're extra aggressive. Now we're mentioning what women are sharing on social media, and most of the times the stuff that they're sharing is niggas talking to themselves for 2 years.
So Biz, and
you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things of where if you're intimidated, the only reason a man wouldn't approach a female is if you feel intimidated by her.
That's not true.
That is true, bro.
That's true.
Come on, man.
That's not true.
There's a lack of confidence. There is a bit of lack of
intimidation. So if you don't have the confidence to approach her, that's you feeling intimidated by this woman.
So
Now, if you walk up to her and you approach her, however it is that you approach women, or you gauge that you need to approach her, it may work, it may not work. That's part of the game.
well,
So how is it that we're taking what is part of the game out of it and saying, "Oh well, men not doing it because they got played." That happens.
That's not the reason why. So I think y'all misunderstood the reason why I asked her the question.
Why she gives out fake numbers?
Why does she use a Google Voice number? Because oftentimes when you ask a woman the reason why is because of their experiences with just saying no. So that was a solution. By the way, that was a solution to a problem, as in they would say, well, I've had experiences where I tried to tell a man no and it got violent, he got verbally abusive towards me. So I just hurry up and gave him a fake number, or I hurried up and so that's why I said to understand why. And I asked her also, have your friends and your homegirls also had this same story? And she said, yeah. I was like, well, to understand that is to also understand why you're seeing men in the mass adjust and not approach anymore. It's because of those bad experiences, not because they get rejected. Men are used to being rejected. It's the things that come along with the rejection that's the problem now. The being accused of something, the being publicly embarrassed, the being taken a photo taken of you and shared online. Kind of the reason, like even when you talk about like instances in like the gym, where they were posting videos of these dudes just walking past and making them out to be creeps and stuff like that. So it's you don't get an epic failure like that on an epic level unless there's an actual problem. And the same reason why women started en masse giving out fake numbers or giving out Google Voice numbers is because they were experiencing a lot of problems with men not behaving right when they just simply said no. And now you're starting to see on the other end where men are saying, hey, the reason why we're not doing this anymore is because of these type of things that we started experiencing. And men were comparing notes and saying, well, we're not going to do that anymore. And granted, it's not good for anybody because you're supposed to approach every situation in good faith. But because now we have two groups of people not approaching in good faith, we got the problem that we have today.
Is that
man, what can I say? My big brother from Alabama says, Biz and Sweeney have a good point. Neither is really wrong in what they are saying. Proud of Sweeney. So let me say this. I'm not going to say Sweeney's wrong. But does this happen enough to the point where they're going that route and just not talking to women at all? I can't accept that.
I can't accept that.
Are there outliers? Yeah. I believe they're outliers. And I believe some dudes are dealing with this. But to the point where they're completely shutting them off, yeah, now that's hard to believe. Because let me say this. If that's the case, a lot of these dudes wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff they doing. Yet, because they are getting these bad results, and yet they're still doing it. They still going in these women naked head and getting them pregnant. And to some people, that's a bad result. So now you on child support. You do, but guess what? A lot of them been doing it, and they getting bad results from it. But that has stopped them from going in these dudes. I'm sorry, goddamn pause. Jesus Christ. It hasn't stopped them from going in these chicks. It hasn't stopped these dudes from going in these chicks and trying to use a pullout game. It hasn't stopped them from doing that. They still doing it because they like to feel the natural juices of a woman. It hasn't stopped them not one bit. They still doing it. It hasn't deterred them.
Not one bit.
But you get told no for whatever reason. Now you don't want to do it no more.
And also, I don't see the correlation from my perspective, the correlation between women giving out fake numbers to like men not talking to women at all, because women still are open to talking to men if they approach us, if we're interested, right? So I don't think that is, those are, it's not the same, because men just said, oh, we ain't talking at all, so that's different.
Man, I want to drop the link so bad and have some of these guys up here. I need to have this conversation. But you guys got to be respectful, guys. Come on, man. Would you be comfortable with some of these guys come up here?
Oh yeah, come on. The more the merrier.
I don't know how to take that, but okay. Let me read this. Big Mama said I wouldn't completely shut it off. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, because then how you going to meet women if you're not talking to them?
He said the main reason is that these who ask are worthless, generally speaking.
How you know they worthless if you ain't talk to them?
I don't know. But I'm sure my man Noble will come up when I drop this link. He said folks were saying you can't approach women anymore.
Why not? Why
You're an old head. That's what they say.
What's the problem? So I could go bring it back to my women brethren, my women, and maybe me and the women need to have
like the Antichrist.
Like, what is it that women is doing that y'all not wanting to talk? What women doing or not doing that's making y'all not want to talk?
I don't know. Let me drop this link, man.
If women is the problem, I'll take accountability.
You heard that, ladies.
If we the problem, if it's us.
It is.
Look, I'm real big on if it's us, that's why I try to tell my peoples, take that rested bitch face. That's why when I go out, I smile. I give eye contact. I look at least 5 seconds. So you know that you can come approach me if you want to. And I smile. I even do that little accidental bump. You know how girls be accidentally bumping you?
Well, let me bring up OG from 1968.
1968? Wait.
Oh, right.
Hello. How you guys doing? How young lady? How you doing? Hey, listen, Hank, man, let me tell you. You know, how you doing, man? Let me just say on this one real topic, you don't know how much heat I get for telling men that even today, you should still be able to go to a woman and say hello. And you know, this last night, man, they were ragging me through the coals. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You got to put 10 Instagrams up and you got to be showing the hard life and show. I said, what kind of women are you guys talking about? Right? You got to do this. You got to show her that you got swag and all. I said, man, just go up to the chick and say hello. If she vomits in the back of her throat, then you got to move on. If she doesn't respond, then you know that, she's going to take a picture of you and make you feel like a fool. And man, I said, man, you guys, if you guys are thinking like that, y'all deserve to go home with no bar. You know, I mean, it's just dumb. Even I said, who are you trying to do? Just have sex, or are you trying to find a mate? If you're trying to find a mate and your woman requires you to put up 10 Instagram posters so she can see what kind of life you have, she ain't looking for somebody. She's just looking to have fun. I mean, you know, I don't want to be, you know, so I'm just saying I get into these arguments because, yeah, I'm older and, you know, I've been married for a long time. Like I stopped, you know, like my wife stopped being a woman as soon as she married me. That's not true. And I talk to a lot of women, right? Through my whole lifetime of being married, and the one thing I have over most men is I'm not trying to have sex with them since I'm already married. So I get a chance to see more of what those women are about, but how they live their lives, their and all how they work, how they deal with other people. I have those conversations because I'm not trying to get laid. So I think I have a better understanding of women than most guys who are just looking at them like pork chop.
Talk about it.
You know, so I'm saying sometimes, you know, the basics, I don't believe the basic nature of men and women have changed. We just use the tools that are available to us and we misuse them sometimes, like the internet, like the goddamn on social media. You know, so but if it's a woman who wants to be cleaved to a man and you want to be cleaved to her, she's not going to put you through all this bullshit. She's going to either be interested or not. And you should just be straight up. This is what I'm looking for.
Okay. Big Bama said he loved pork chops. What you talking about?
so do I. But you know what I'm talking about. But I think men are at a deficit. If every woman looks like a piece of trim to you, you're gonna miss it. Right? You got to have your head in the right space. If you're looking for somebody and all you're thinking about is getting laid, you're going to miss the good one. You are. I mean, it's as simple as that.
I like you.
He married now. Don't do that.
I like his mindset. See, that's what these young people missing. They missing that guidance. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
that
shit!
Wisdom.
Let me bring up another old head.
Come on now. Come on now.
What's going on, though? What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Hank? Our pain, Miss
What's going on, man?
I can't complain, man. I complain something gonna fall out of the sky hit me.
So you was my man Noble. He's more on the other side.
Listen. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Explain yourself. You can do it.
I'm respecting the hierarchy, right? So you know,
okay.
Y'all guys on the other side of 40. You know, I'm just right there at 40. You know what I'm saying? So I've been listening to my young brothers, and I agree with them. I've been out here. I don't got no problem.
Such disrespect.
I mean, y'all was there when writing was invented. So you know, y'all see things a different way.
That's right.
You know how the young guys see it, but I just
that's when we had to write out the phone numbers on napkins. We didn't have the phone then. We had to get a pen from the waitress and use the napkin to write on the napkin and get numbers. That's how we used to do back in the day. I ain't gonna lie.
That's exactly how
y'all they still had telepathy. Like y'all was here before Adam and shit.
Is that what we doing?
Yeah, but world class. So let me tell you this: the one advantage we have, we had to talk to the women. We had to go.
I don't know why. But listen, y'all have to. I get it, right? Because I'm from that era, right? Where we went to the mall, stole the cologne out of not stole it, but used all the little sample cologne and stuff out of Macy's and shit. Yeah, we ain't steal it, but all the little free samples we had, we got all fresh, and then we went up to the girl, got her phone number, wrote it on the bus stop pass ticket. You know what I'm saying? We did that, but y'all got to stop thinking that they're not talking to women.
Okay.
More than we were, because they actually are talking to them more. They're talking to them way more, because you got to remember, when we got phone numbers, we had to wait to get to the house and make the phone call, and that's if your mother wasn't on the phone, and that's if her mother wasn't on the phone. So they're getting the IG and they talking right away, or they in a group chat, or they taking pictures of these dudes. It was a chick. She was like 30 something. She asked me, "Can I take a picture of you and put you in the group chat?" I said, "Fuck no, I don't want to be in nobody's group chat." So they're not like the culture has changed women or female. I don't know what to call them. No
okay, so let me ask you then: what are they saying to each other then? Because they certainly ain't getting through, other than just get. Now I know a lot of people are getting laid, but since relationships don't seem to be getting any better, what are they saying to each other?
Our pain. I'm 38. When I was 20, we used to go to the club,
right?
Dance. They go to the club now, and they in the phone. I only got my phone up there. They in the phone in the club on it. Everybody, nobody's dancing. It's dramatically different. I get it. Y'all don't want to believe them, but they are. I stopped going to the club 18 years ago when I was my first. Actually, 20 years ago. So my first year out of college, out of high school, I went to the club. That was it. They're completely different, man. Like chilling to them is getting high, and getting drunk. and playing the little rap music. They don't do shit. They don't talk. They talk a lot about nothing. They're not wrong. Cheeky and them in Granville, they're not wrong. It's just I think somebody said it. Sweeney was saying it, man. The risk of getting embarrassed is greater with them. It's like it's not worth it. And then these chicks don't know how to. These chicks, they be 30, they don't know how to cook. I don't even get it. I've never had a chick that I've dealt with in my life that I had to cook, laundry, nothing. Like all the women, they want to cook or they figure out how to cook. These chicks don't even give me you're not gonna send me. I don't know, DoorDash take me to get $200 meal or something. I'm like, the bitch, what the fuck is you doing? Who the fuck you talking to? Like, I wouldn't tolerate none of that shit that they got going on. So I understand that pain, and I think they should just wait till my generation just change the culture, because we got to change the culture to make it better, because these chicks is fucking ridiculous. They are pieces of shit.
Well, hold on, garbage. Okay, so I mean,
I'm telling you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
So you're just saying. I agree. One thing I do agree with, that women control the sexual marketplace. That's the one thing I do agree with. And
what?
Well, they do.
What? I'm sorry.
Women control the sexual marketplace, right? And when I say by control, is they own the box. You know, nothing has nothing to do with a man who can get laid. You get laid at the discretion and the behest of the woman who wants to give it to you. So unless don't say anything, unless you're making a criminal act, the woman is giving it to you. So the point is, they own the sexual marketplace, and but they've overvalued themselves.
Yeah. So they don't. I don't. No, they don't.
Okay, so who owns the sexual marketplace?
Men that the women want, like me. They're gonna copy me. They're gonna do what I do, or niggas like me. That's what we dominate the sexual marketplace.
No, you don't.
They get slutted out when we say get slutted.
No,
they like the shit when we say it. That's
you're trying to say. Wait, hold on.
They're followers.
No,
yes.
No, hold on. But they still have the right of first.
They don't listen. If I want a chick, I'm telling you our pain. If I want a chick, her chances of saying no is so slim to none. They don't run shit. They get dominated. We want them to be in the BDSM next week. It ain't a motherfucking thing the rest of the niggas can do. They want to be in it. I'm telling you some real shit. I'm telling. This is the reality. Like when people were saying, when the chicks were saying, "It's this for me, it's that for me." A nigga came up with that in a song, and then they started doing it. They follow us.
But world class. I'm not arguing with if you're prolific in getting women, right? The truth of the matter is, it's not just me. Wait, there's a lot of guys, but there's 20% of guys. But you still have to say yes, brother. They still have to give you consent. That's what I'm talking about.
They said yes when we were born.
Okay.
I was always going to look like this. The men that they like always going to look like that. They said yes when we was born. I'm telling you the raw, uncut truth. Most of them don't have a chance. I don't know. He make me feel like a little girl. That's the shit they be saying. You only got to say nothing. Just stand there. And they'll beat them. They do it themselves.
Let me say
I'm telling you some real shit.
Let me say this. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the entitlement. Maybe that they always had these young cats, that they was always given, expected to. It's always gonna happen for them. And now that a few times they've been rejected, it doesn't sit well with them. I don't know.
They've been in a place where they like. I think a lot of people keep missing the fact that a lot of the stuff that the red pill and the young guys are saying is in response to the stuff the girls say. They say egregious shit. They say shit that's just crazy, and they're responding to it. But what I would counsel the young guys to understand is they're just fishing when they say the shit that they're saying. They don't stand behind none of that. These women are not standing behind none of that. $600 a go on a date. They're not standing on that. That's fluffing stuff. They never. So that, to y'all point, yes, you're right. They don't have enough experience to understand that a lot of the shit that the chicks are saying, they just saying if they can get away with it. I'd had chicks say some crazy shit like, "I want to go to a Lil Wayne concert." I said, "Okay, so you want me? I'll date to be me. Take you see another nigga." Like, go get the fuck out of here. Stop playing. And they'll laugh, but they just be shit testing, and they don't. These dudes have been taught by their moms that you got to listen to everything a woman say. They be just fishing and seeing what they can get, and these dudes they don't understand. They don't understand the game. Most of the stuff you can just ignore as a man. She's just saying what she can get away with.
So, well, the men out there, let me encourage you right now. Find you an OG. Have a conversation.
Yeah.
And be willing to be open and listening to what he has to say. Now, hopefully, this OG is a good teacher. He could teach you and show you and guide you and learn you what you need to know, especially when it comes to approaching women, how to handle and talk and carry yourself.
Yeah.
I encourage every young cat who was looking to be in a relationship with a woman to do that. Put the damn phone down. Matter of fact, turn that bitch off. Put it in your pocket. Don't pull it out while the OG is learning you. Don't be getting distracted if you get a notification. Don't do that. Sit there and pay attention. That's what I did back in the days. I would sit in a barbershop for hours prior to them having appointments. Part of it's because I was working there, sweeping up the hair to earn a little money, thanks to my uncle. The other part of it is just having some place to go positive and not have to be hanging around on the corners doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did.
It ain't nothing I went through.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's nothing I went through that I didn't hear in the barbershop already. Ain't nothing I seen or went through that they didn't already say in the barbershop. I was just little and didn't know. Get them tickets.
This is old head shit right here. I'm still waiting for Hank to take me to Will Downing concert.
I don't even know who the hell it is. I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, you don't know who Will Downing is?
No.
Oh.
He sounds like.
Do you like jazz? Do you like jazz?
No. Okay. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. I don't listen to it. I'm meant to listen to it. I like classical music though.
That's it. That's
somebody that's like 80 years old or something. No, but you're right though. Like you gotta
you gotta be willing to learn. Taking OG shots on us. We're not gonna keep it.
I swear, man. You gotta keep. You know what? You gotta let that shit bounce off your back, man. All the time, man.
No. OG lives matter. Hell with him.
Listen, if I
almost 38, he's an OG, believe it or not.
I was like a half an hour away, right?
Will, I mean, world class.
Yes.
What do you say to the 30-something% of guys who can't get laid? See, because you're living. I mean, I don't know about your prowess, but you're living in that percentage where the women are throwing it at you. It's still their consent, by the way, even if you don't agree with that. What about all of the guys who are having trouble in your not your generation, Gen Zs, millennials, right? You're just on the tip of X. Probably or
yeah, I'm 80s. I don't know what them numbers is. I just go.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is, what about all of these guys having so much trouble? I mean, there's a whole. I don't know about black men, but there's a whole cadre of men who are looking for AI comfort.
The fortunate thing is, whether you get a lot of women or you don't, either way, we both got the same job. You got to find the right fit. It's called a relationship for a reason. You have to relate to the person, so you need to spend more energy worrying about a person that fits you and fits your life. And that you fit, you compliment, whether you're monogamous, whether you're polygamous, that work doesn't change whether you got high access or not, because it actually is difficult. And this is my bias. It's like Drake had this line, like I'm butchering it because I forgot it word for word. Who do you trust when everybody say yes to you? So when you're pretty, even with a woman, if she's pretty, all these niggas will say yes. So I don't who's she gonna pick? She got butt fat, she cute, she got cute skin, she got pretty lips. All these niggas gonna say yes, but who's the one that's really about some shit? You know what I'm saying? So that gets difficult. And then when
that's difficult for the woman.
It's difficult for the woman, the one that's attractive. So grass is green on the other side, we always think. But either way, the work's still the same. I still got to find out and get to know this person.
All right. So listen, if I said that to somebody younger than me, they said, well, shit was different in your day when the dinosaurs and the woolly mammoths was around. Right. So, the only thing different is for me to find somebody to relate to back in the 87s when I got married is that I didn't have to go through as many women. I didn't have to go through as many women to find that one. Now, all the good women are hiding behind the bad ones, and you got to do a little bit more digging. And I think some of the guys are too lazy to do the digging.
Okay, my bad.
Hold on, fella. Let me this is one of the reasons why we even have the conversation today, right now, is because of this guy right here. This guy Sweeney, The reason why
Here you go with your shenanigans.
we are blaming this Negro for having this conversation. Welcome, Sweeney. Now, Sweeney, you know, it's been a long time since you've been over the basement. Now, you know, I appreciate it, but it's your fault. This is your fault, brother. I ain't gonna lie, it's your fault. But
Yeah, we
before,
blame people around here.
before I go, yeah, we're gonna blame Sweeney on this. Before I let Sweeney go, Mila, what you heard so far? What is your thoughts on this?
I would just say that I just think that maybe men are not doing their due diligence and vetting when they're picking these women, because men are visual people, right? So I think that they're getting caught up on the looks. And a lot of these girls that are aesthetically attractive, they is not probably the ones that you should be, picking for long-term relationships. Like, some girls is literally just there to be pretty and to use men. That's their existence. It's to be pretty and use men because they have nothing else to offer. And I think that a lot of men are just choosing the wrong women. That's what I would just say from what I've heard. I think that women do be trying shit. They gonna say some outlandish shit to see if they could get away with it. Half these women that be talking about, I only date men with this amount of money. You can only take me. They is lying.
Yeah.
They
What's the
is
blood?
lying. Because a lot of men out here is broke. So I know that they is lying. Okay? So we just got to do better. We can't listen to everything on social media. We got to get out there and meet people in real life and have real conversations and spend real time and integrate our lives to see if we're actually compatible on an energetic level, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And I don't think that we're taking the time to actually see if we're compatible because people are not having conversations. And I think that is the problem here. No one is having conversations because no one knows how to talk anymore. We lost that because we're all on social media.
Are you saying no one as in everybody or just men?
I'm saying, like, general as a collective, you have people that do know how to have conversations, right? But as a collective, both genders, I'm speaking for both genders. As a collective, we don't know how to talk to each other.
Why do you think that is now?
Whew, I don't got the answers for that. I just think that we've lost social skills. We lost interpersonal skills. Like, we don't know how to have a conversation. Nobody want to be vulnerable. Everybody's scared of getting hurt, played, laughed at, embarrassed, rejected, whatever. And when you're like actually looking for something real, something that's gonna last, you have to be open. You have to be vulnerable. You may win some, you gonna lose some. That's just charging
How,
to the game and keep pushing.
so you're basically
But
talking about. So that means you would be basically talking about men because how are women afraid to get laughed at, embarrassed, or rejected? Y'all don't do the
women,
approaching.
women get embarrassed all the time. Women get played. Like, women played is different than like how men played is. It's different. We all are experiencing those same feelings. It just shows up in a different way.
All right. So the problem with what you're saying is that we're talking about the initial conversation. We're talking about why the whole topic of conversation is why don't men approach? Why are men afraid to
Oh
approach?
no, so this noble guy, he came on and was talking about something else. I was responding to what those two people was talking about, not a conversation about why men is not approaching. That's not what I'm talking about right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what. So basically, what I'm referencing is that part of the conversation. What exactly would women be embarrassed or fear or just humor me? What's there for them to fear or feel embarrassed about when they don't do any approaching?
Wait, what you just said?
What would they have to feel embarrassed, fearful of, as far as like being embarrassed or rejected if they do not do the approaching?
I mean, from that standpoint, nothing but that's a part of the game. Like, you approach a
Okay.
woman, she don't like you, you gonna get rejected. I don't understand.
Okay.
Just like if you a woman and you go up to a man and he not interested in you, you could get rejected.
Okay, so fair. So breakdown. So if there's a breakdown of communication, is it a reason why people are no longer approaching or having these or getting to that point of relationships because we can't get past the approaching part? Who exactly are you saying? Are you saying everybody has an issue with this communication, or are you
Yes,
saying that what part do women play in that?
I would say for women, like I was saying, like if women doing something, I'm gonna take accountability for the whole women species. But to your point that you made in the last video, I don't understand why men are afraid to approach. I don't understand, because I've never in my entire existence in Houston, Texas, ever seen a man get a video pulled out on him, get called he was a sexual harasser or something. I've never seen any of these things that you alluded to previously. I've never experienced that in real life. I do not take social media as real life, because people embellish, people lie, people post things to get reactions, to have topics to talk about, and to go viral. So unless I've seen this in like my actual everyday life, that's preposterous, because I'm
So,
just not believing it.
all right. So I can honestly tell you, I've never seen an instance where a dude hauled off and uh, hit a chick or went off on her because she refused to give him her number. I've never seen it, but I understand why women say that they have to give out fake numbers. Just because I don't personally see it does not mean that it does not exist. And to be honest, you have to recognize something. We can't keep blaming social media for everything, because social media is a composition of real people who are experiencing real things. So when you have an entire mass, because you got to acknowledge the fact that women, including yourself, have said men are not no longer approaching. Men ain't trying to holler at us. They don't go to the events. They don't go to the singles events. They're not doing any of this. And you see this in real time. There has to be something going on with that is causing that phenomenon. And you can't just simply say it has to just be the men or social media. These are real people.
Well, Sweeney, I think we acknowledge that it's not just the men. I think we've done that. We also realize that these women are different. They're moving differently. They're talking different. They're acting different. So we realize that too. So, but then that's when you
Yeah,
make adjustments. That's when you
yeah,
make
we
adjustments.
realize that.
We
Yeah,
do this, men. We always made adjustments. Man at
Yeah,
my
we
age,
adjust.
I had to. Well, let me finish real fast, and I'm
Go
letting
ahead, go
it.
ahead.
As men at a
Let me-
certain age, we had to adjust to technology. I had to adjust to that. Before I had a cell phone and was able to put the chick's number in the cell phone, I had to make adjustments. From going from the napkin or notepad to put it in my cell phone. There was an adjustment I had to make. We always had to make adjustments. Why are we now stopping making adjustments like we used to? That's
Well,
one of the things.
you're
I,
Go
assuming
ahead.
you're
I'm gonna
you're
bring my
assuming
man
that
Vid.
you're assuming that men didn't make adjustments. They did. This is the adjustment. The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
I was
You
gonna say
remember when
something.
you asked me that question? You said, "So are dudes really saying that they'd rather sit at home and play video games?" That's exactly what they're saying. They're either saying they're going to go overseas to women that approach them, or they go it alone.
okay.
That's what they're saying. They're
When
saying
when you when
literally,
you when you and Sweeney, when you gave me that answer, I understood. I said it on the show before. JR even clipped that damn thing where I said some of these dudes are content with going to a strip club, get patted on the head, go spend some money, maybe even pay for some skins if they need to, and go home and be content. I understand that. But
that's their
those are
preference.
older dudes. Listen what I'm saying. Those are older dudes who have been in the game a long time and just tired of playing the games anymore. These young cats ain't really was victim
But
of this stuff yet.
Yes,
but
They
they
Hank,
they they
but
are.
they,
Hank,
they, they put on a
but
jacket that they haven't even experienced yet, and they doing this.
No,
but
they
but Hank,
are.
here's the thing, Hank. A lot of them have been. They get rewarded for avoiding conflict. They don't get rewarded for taking risks. They're not going to be supported by taking risks, and they look like this. They look at this shit like it's a risk. I'm gonna go out my way, potentially get embarrassed, get a chick pregnant, get alienated, be on child support. That's literally the script they give you. So that's the goals of what Sweeney is saying. What are they saying? That's what they're saying.
And
I mean, but look
oh,
what
my bad,
people.
Let me read the super chat real fast, fellas. Let me read the super chat real fast. My resident hater, Big Ant. He says, Big Ant 11, if you're fine as hell, when you open your mouth, it's on the level of a 5-year-old. Why do when you look in the mirror and what lies you told yourself that I don't believe, you say I'm the blame. Okay, right on. Brother, you didn't have to donate this $10 super chat, but you chose to, and I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, Big Ant 11.
Not the local hater.
Oh man, you get it to be out Charlie. Oh man,
But
big answer, man.
Go ahead, Viz. Sweeney, was you finished what you were saying? I'm sorry.
I was gonna wait. I knew Viz was talking. That's why I just sent him saying my bad for cutting in. But if he done, then I was gonna respond real quick.
Well, no,
you good. We got started. But go ahead, Viz.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say to world class, just look at the examples that you just used. You said guys are afraid to be rejected, get the broad pregnant, and be isolated. Those are three hell of a statements to make when you're talking about talking to a female. You know what I'm saying? Getting rejected is a part of the game. We can agree to that. Getting somebody pregnant, that's you being
choice.
That's you being negligent. That's negligence. You know what I'm saying? And then them being isolated from that, that's even further negligence. So now you just putting your joint inside of anything. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is one of those cases where we are creating this. We're creating weaker men. We're creating soft and weak men by strengthening this whole narrative. I agree. There are some chicks out here that's just wild. That's not the type of female that you want. Then don't go to where they are.
So where are they?
See, they're at upper class, nicer bars. They're at libraries. They're at the store. You don't have
events.
you don't have to meet a girl. You know what I'm saying? At a club. You know, women that go to clubs. You're either getting a group that's going with her friends. You got potentially a group that that's looking for somebody to save them. You know, it's you're dealing with a completely different tier of women when you're searching for something at the club compared to just being outside. I'm at the laundromat and I see this nice little thing that's trying to pull up bags into the laundromat. If I like it, hey, you need help? You need help? Now I just broke the ice. If she into me, she gonna show it right off bat, and now I'm gonna take advantage of it. But I think that social media has conned people into thinking that that this is some difficult task and that there's no solid women out there that you can get involved with.
Well, again, I gotta speak to what they say, and what they say is half of the marriages fail. So the premise is not about, oh, I'm looking at a girl, I'm gonna meet a girl. This is literally what they're saying. I'm gonna meet a girl and I'm worried about getting her pregnant. It's like, what's the point of starting something I know I'm gonna fail? That's what they've told me over the span of 2 or 3 years, right? And if you keep going through the argument, they make strong arguments because they're looking at the stats, thanks to Kevin Samuels. They're looking at the results, how they've been trained to in school, how they've been trained to at home. This is how they've been taught. And I don't think y'all understand that part. I got to reiterate that. They are raised and praised to avoid risk. They are punished for being aggressive. But they've been told it's lives where if they're smarter than the chick, they're called predators. And you go social media, but this is the world now. We had TV. Like we had TV in our generation, right? And the TV affected how we thought. It just hadn't came all the way to our fingertips like we have now. And it's just a change. It's impression there. It's making an impression on their mind. So, and it's for the men and the young women too. They asking different stuff. Like I said, I'm 38. I done met a few, like the last 2 days, 20-something, 26-year-olds. Their language is different. I can still maneuver around it, but I got to experience that they don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what you just said though.
Hold on, brother Payne. Let me read the super chat real fast, and then we'll get back to you, brother. Right on. My boy Matthew Pearson with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He said, Hank, send 2 more my way. I got room for 2 wives. My wife's understanding. I'm saving the community. MNU. I don't. Matthew, you might have to explain that MNU. What does that mean? Anybody up here know what MNU means? I don't either.
I don't know what that means.
It might be some
Yeah, Brown fan.
I don't know. Thank you, brother, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, brother. Right on. Go ahead, brother Payne.
You know, listen. One of the things that I agree with that it seems that now we're not talking about physical fighting because we got some tough guys out there, but mentally, men are a little bit weaker. Because I don't understand if you really want a woman, and just because 50% of marriages fail, you don't go in thinking that mine is going to fail too. And even if it does, it depends on how bad you want it. I mean, everything's a meritocracy, right? And even if I just think that women could eliminate themselves just like men eliminate themselves. If you're looking for a certain kind of woman and you got to play games just to break the ice, that I don't think the juice is worth that squeeze, right? But there are women who are looking. For example, last night when I was getting my ass kicked on BM News Network, because I said, "Listen, all right, so we're in the goddamn social media phase, right?" And now on TikTok, there's a plethora of women coming out and saying, "You know what? I got this shit all wrong. Yeah. What they told me." Was to have a whole phase and all this kind of stuff. That shit ain't working. I don't want to do that. I don't even want to go into it. And I said, if I was a guy, now I'm a social media guy. I can't stay off it because most of the young people are that way. I said, I would challenge that woman whether she's telling the truth or not, because she would look like a candidate to me. If I start seeing more and more women on social media, they got IG and stuff, and they're saying, listen, I'm looking for a guy to have a relationship with, I would challenge that. I would send them a DM and say, listen, I've been looking for a woman who's starting to talk like you. Can we hook up? Can we meet? Can we FaceTime? Can we do something? That's using the same tool that's been used for negative and flip it and use it for positive. Now, you might get rejected, but then again, you don't know unless you try. And since it's not deep down and personal, you're going to worry about, she's going to put my text out to her girlfriends. Well, don't say nothing stupid in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just think there's ways around using the same tools for negative you could use for positive.
Hey, I'll even say too that I've seen numerous situations where women will try to front off a guy and it'll backfire on them. And all of the women in the chat will be, where he at? Send me his, like we see it every single day. Yeah. And again, I'm not negating what goes on, what we see on social media. But the truth of the matter is that if I think that we get so caught up in these statistics and these stats and these numbers. It's like, bro, you have control of your own experience. If we were technically going off of stats and statistics, statistically, the six of us black people should not be here. We should all be locked up. We should be dead. Whatever the same narrative that we've been hearing for generations. If those statistics were true, then we would be that in the flesh. And from what I can see and assume, that's not the case.
This
But
the
but
problem.
but,
The problem with what you
but
just said. The problem with what you just said. You said that if the statistics were true, we wouldn't be here. No, we would be here because we are the people that made it. The people who didn't make it are dead and locked up aren't the ones that's on this panel right now. It's the ones that made it. But that's besides the point. The problem. Here's the thing. We've all known that the women are different today. In fact, we've admitted that they're possibly worse. The women
And,
today
and you got
are possibly worse than the women that Hank dealt with when he was in his 20s and the women that Payne dealt with when he was back in his heyday. So we dealing with a different group of women that are worse. Well, not necessarily we, but the men that are dealing with this, the young dudes that are telling y'all, hey, look, fuck this shit. I'm out. They're telling us, hey, bro, no, it's not good out there. I done dealt with it. They're telling us they dealing with them. And we're ignoring it and saying, well, hey, F your experience, man. I get that you experienced that, but you got to get back on the horse. And they saying, no, I'm good. I don't have to get
yeah,
back on that horse. I don't have to. I get that you did it. I get it worked out for you. It may not have worked out for you. You wanted to get back on the horse. You can do that. You want to go deal with these women? You go deal with them. Just like the super chat said. He was like, send the women to him. The guys are saying, go ahead, have them. You can pay for them. You can deal with the women talking about they won't. You seen that 50-year-old woman talking about she deserving $500 just to go on a date with her? And nobody trying to deal with that. They saying
yeah.
screw those chicks.
but don't deal with it. It's that simple,
That's what they're doing. They're literally
bro.
saying we're not
there's
dealing with it.
but
No,
there's
Sweeney.
other women. There's
They're
other
going to the
women that's
extreme,
not
though,
saying
Sweeney. This is one thing to say they're not dealing with them. They're cutting off to the point of not talking to any other woman, not just dealing with a bad one or bad one you run it. They're talking about not dealing with women at all. That's
What
what
percentage of
that's
these
what we're
women would
talking
you say
about.
are good women to approach?
Say it again. What do you say?
What percentage? We talking to a group of men. What percentage of these women are you say worth the squeeze?
Man, you'll need percentages and stats, man. God
Well,
damn.
hey,
Give me the
Sweeney,
numbers.
hey, Sweeney, let me
You
tell you,
give me your
Sweeney,
opinion. What
hey,
percentage of these women?
Sweeney, let me answer that. And one of the things that I think everybody talks about the past. Remember now, the sexual revolution was from the 60s to the 80s. Women, when the pill came out, women started stroking like crazy. So it wasn't like the women just started becoming promiscuous. What happened with them now is that they're going overboard in their demands and they're just completely transactional. But it's not all of them. It's not all. And so you gotta wade through the chaff to find the wheat. And I just don't think the men are willing to do that.
Give me
Like
a
you're saying,
number. Give me a number. What percentage of these women? Because you're right.
I think I think I think I
You
think
dealt
it.
with first wave feminism. You dealt with first wave. We're now
Well,
on we're now on fourth wave.
I'm gonna give you a percentage. I say this. I say there's 30% of women out there that's worth saving.
What the hell? You telling 100% of men that the
You
wade through the bullshit for 30%?
asked me, right?
Hell no.
20% of men. 20% of
It's
men
not
are getting
100%
most of
man.
women.
Sweeney, it's not 100% man. When
That's right.
y'all are raising dick suckers, so it ain't
That's
100%
right.
man. Don't do that.
Oh,
No, I'm just
Jesus
saying,
Christ.
you're telling men in general to deal with that, and it's only 30%
You out of
worth the
control,
squeeze.
right?
Yeah,
Them niggas might as well sit back and beat
if
their
you if
dicks
you if
then.
you if you go through the list, right? No baby mom. They say 70% of black women have children out of wedlock. I don't know if it's that high, but it's a lot.
It's not good. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's high.
But there's
So,
women.
Go ahead.
No. It's. I mean, I don't. I think again, I don't have problems finding dope women. I just don't. But I know where to look. They don't know where to look.
That's the point, bro.
That's why I asked you what I asked you. But here's the thing though, is you got to understand. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying the way I'm saying. If you are a top 20% for whatever reason that these women
They're
want,
gonna come to
our
you.
experience is completely different from theirs.
I agree with that.
It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same conversation with these women. A lot of these chicks that are like 6 and under, they think they can do the shit that the 7s and up do, and you cannot. They live in a totally different world. Yeah. They can go to wear a $12 dress, go to a bar, sit at the bar. They can end up in a yacht in a week or a month. Some of these chicks will never end up on a fucking yacht. So like when we're saying go to these places, yeah, you're gonna go to those places where the good women are, but you're still a 5 in her eyes. You're still a 4. She's going there and she looking for the 7 on the 8 in her eyes. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. That's cool though. But okay. I'm sure we both can agree to the fact that even if you are a 5, if your G is solid,
say it again.
If your G is solid, she gonna go. You can pull her. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I said that top 20.
A lot of people credit. You know whose G is solid? The 80% that they're going after. I mean, the 20% that they're going after. That's whose G's is solid.
So bro,
like, oh no, wait. So you saying there's only 30%? I'm going off of the numbers. Only 30% of these women are worth the squeeze, right? All of them want 80. Most women find 80% of men unattractive right off the bat.
Yeah, these are the numbers they're getting stuff like that. Listen, this is what they be saying.
Right
I'm telling you.
Bat.
Who are you getting these numbers
These
from?
are the only thing that we can really go off of is dating app numbers and how women view men through dating, because we don't have no other metric to go off of. They find majority of men unattractive. You can tell by the way that they move in the streets. They don't see most men. They see the man that they want. So you telling us not only so only 30% of the women are worth it. And most of those women probably ain't checking for most men. They're checking for a specific type of man. Not to say the top 20. I don't know what they actually checking for, but they're not checking for all men. Most men ain't going to even have an opportunity with that. So let's assume that only 30% of men are even worth or even have the game to even to pull women like that. They probably already fall in a group of men that these women want anyway. That means the other 70% of men, the ones that are talking online saying, F this shit, it ain't worth it, because not only are 30% of the women checking it for those top tier dudes, but the other chicks that ain't even worth it are still checking for those top tier dudes. So the top tier dudes get to pick a little across the board, and then the 70% of men that don't have all of this has to deal with the other 70% of women that ain't even checking for them. And you don't see how in their mind they're saying, why even do all of this if these chicks ain't even worth it? The woman that I want don't want me, that I'm willing to do all of this for. And then the women that I don't want, I ain't even about to try to entertain them because they worth a damn.
Bro, that all sound like excuses.
That sounds like logic.
It's excuses, bro. If you don't have, if you're at the point where you feel that the 30% of women aren't coming for you because you don't got the game, whatever, you don't have no G, you don't know how to dress, you don't know how to present yourself, then guess what? It's time for a makeover. You need to reinvent yourself so that you can get the woman that you want. All that y'all are doing, bro, you're literally making excuses for men to be weak.
Let's say 100% of men did that. Let's say 100% of men did what you said they were supposed to do. That still only leaves 30% of the women being worth it.
That's part of the game.
But also, what you're saying is also age dependent. As you know, because women, I mean, listen, it's also age dependent, right? So as women start to get into a revelation that they ain't getting the 80% to stay and be monogamous with them, but they want more out of their future, they start realizing that they have it all wrong. There's a lot of women who have it all wrong. I remember, they just do. And I just think that when we say the top 20%, some of those guys ain't no top nothing. They just are aesthetically pleasing. Some of these are assholes. Women are just giving the body to.
assholes.
You know, and so they ain't all got money and all that. Some of the top 20% of the guys are the Pookies and Ray Rays we talking about.
No,
that's
we,
what I'm
we,
saying.
hold on,
That's
wait.
what I'm saying.
When we talk
saying.
about, when I reference top 20, I'm not referencing Pookies and Ray Rays. I'm saying top 20. These men are the best when it comes to looks. They have
But see, you gotta look
But
at
no,
the
but that you would go
that's
wrong
what
with that
top
though.
20 is.
you
Nobody's
gotta
talking
look at
about
the
Pookies and
bell
Ray
curve.
Rays.
Sweeney, you would go
you gotta
wrong with that. It would be, and I said it specifically, it's the top 20% that they want.
That's
It's
right.
not what we want to value. It's the top
That's
20% that they want. And
And
these, like you just said, what you just said, our pain. So them niggas are fucking dickheads. They're assholes. They're abusive. You understand? That's what these chicks is getting their attitudes from and these stories from.
So what I'm saying is, when women start to mature, they realize they maybe sometime too late that those bad guys weren't good for them, and they start having a little bit more discernment. Unfortunately, some of them wait too long. That's what I'm saying.
My thing, like, and this to YouTube is, I think the solution is not just the general, because that's what they told us. Because what you're saying is the same shit they told us, and it worked for us. But it worked for our culture. We need a cultural shift. It needs to be a change of the culture. Just telling the dude to get back up there. Because if you talk to somebody like Cheeky Banner about this stuff, you're gonna realize, damn, these niggas are thinking these. I know you look laughing off it, but they're thinking this through. They're not just. They think. They're thinkers. A lot of the young dudes. They're talking about it. They have conversations daily about it. They're not just, I'm scared. And they're coming up with facts. They're coming up with stats. They're doing research. They're talking to women. They're on panels with women having these conversations. And they're like, see, this stuff that this girl said is what we said. We're not making it up. So I know it's a quick response, a normal response, because this is like in the back of our mind. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to a chick. So if I wanted to go get married, yeah, I can go get married in like 90 days. Find me one. Guaranteed. Find me one to say, I'm gonna take a shot. I know where to go. But they're like, yeah, no, I don't, fuck that shit. I don't, nah. They like, it doesn't make any sense to them, because when they're talking to the women in their age range, the stuff that they're saying is not stuff that the chicks are saying in our age range. Like, not in real life, because they think they've been taught, listen, it's not complicated. They've been taught to listen to what women say. We was taught before that, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. They're not getting the same shit. So we know not to listen to them. And then we know to filter through. They're just listening to what they say and not understanding that the chicks are just seeing if they can get away with the shit. They taking them chicks at face value. Why? Not just because they're dumb, because there's a consequences like Sweeney was talking about. They could lie on you. They could say crazy shit and get you in trouble. You could get canceled if you got a platform, et cetera, et cetera. So they're not as weak as you think they are. They're smart. They may not have the grit we have, but they actually are thinking about stuff. That's why I'm in conversations with them. And that's why I'm actually defending them to a degree. My deal is, let me listen to y'all, and being an older generation, the 80s babies, let's come up with a solution. So I've been thinking about a solution and working on it so we can meet both parties and we can be on the same page. And I think that's the only route, other than to keep telling them, yeah, you weak. They get to hear that from the chicks. They don't need to hear that from us. They need to hear a solution after we listen to it.
Yeah.
So look, hold on, Sweeney, before you go. I want her, Mila, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What are your friends, your sorority sisters? Because you did say you was in the sorority, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are they? Are they saying the same thing what you're saying? Are they dealing with the same issues you're dealing with? Or what's the deal?
A lot of my sorority sisters, they are actually married in relationships. But they also don't live in a city. I think geographically it plays a part too. They're back in like smaller cities, St. Louis, like places where you don't have a lot of options. It's not bad bitches, and it's different. So I think that their experiences are just a little bit different than mine, because I have been in Houston since I was 21.
So you're thinking about moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know we kind of spoke on this on the show.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Is that move strictly? Okay, so I got you. Hold on, bro. Hold on. God damn. So is that move strictly for relationship and trying to find relationship?
Yeah.
Mila, they're not like you. They're not about to move for a relationship. They not. They, a lot of them are not. They not like you.
Like I'm
They don't
very
even want to smile for a nigga. You'll
no,
move.
like I'll move. Like most of the men that I date or talk to, they're not in Houston. And I'm totally fine with moving. Like I'm not tied to any city. I'm like the fuck. I work remote. So I'm not tied anywhere. Like I'm very intentional with I don't have any children. Like I'm too old to play games, right? So it's like I heard what y'all saying about these women, but when you meet a woman who like pretty much like I'm very happy and content with my life, but I just don't have anyone to share it with. So with that, like I'm being very intentional with the people that I deal with, and I've been able to self-reflect and evaluate like my situations up until now, and I honestly believe like the city is playing a big part. Like Houston is not a husband and wife city. It is we outside. We is city girls and city boys. That's
And then where the city girls from? They from there. They from Houston or Miami.
They're from Miami.
Yeah, they said it's bad out there, but like this is what's happening. Like you saying, you have your life together. That same exact thing is what women are using to say that they don't want men. They don't need men. It's a like on the View the other day or last week. Yeah, this chick saying that they don't need men.
And that's
They
such a
said men
crazy
were
rhetoric. And
useless.
I understand that rhetoric because I don't need a man. Like I'm not like these women that actually need a man to better them to better their lives, to help them grow, to help them lose weight, or to validate them, or to help them get confidence, or to help them get their money. But I don't need a man for any of those things. I worked on myself for me to be a whole person by myself. I want a man. I want a family. Like I want to build with somebody and have somebody and grow old with somebody. These are wants. So I can understand that rhetoric, but I think sometimes when women say that they don't need a man, it's kind of a little off-putting. So I've never been like them people that be like, I do need a man. Please, please come save me. In like the way of like, I need that masculine energy. I need a partner. I need somebody to share my ups, my downs, to laugh, support. We support each other. So I can understand why women, because like how y'all like, well, men feel like we don't need women. Women is really on this feminist bullshit, and they really is saying fuck me altogether. Okay, women is being celibate. They not fucking no more. They not dating no more. Women is in the house. Okay, so everybody taking it to extremes, and I think with that we getting further away from each other, and at the end of the day we need connection. We need each other. We need
Would you
each
say?
other.
Would you
I
go to
agree.
those women and tell them that they were weak?
You say what?
Would you go to those women and tell them that they were weak? Like y'all some
Yeah.
weak ass chicks. Y'all in the house, get y'all ass outside, find a husband, or you
I
gonna say
tell
I understand?
my homegirls like when they like I say like y'all acting a little like we like that's not y'all acting scary. Like I say, like y'all acting a little like I mean, yeah, we all been hurt. Yeah, we had a nigga play in our face before. Like we had that, right? We got, they got their baby mama, daddy drama shit. I ain't got them problems because I'm a responsible adult that have sex. But I do tell them that you tripping. Like you can't. I think my biggest issue is that people on the social media complaining about being single, not having nobody, right? But then you're not making yourself available.
Yeah.
You're contradictory.
Yeah.
If you're legit okay with growing old and dying alone, cool. Say fuck women, say fuck men, do what you do. Sit in your house, get a pet, fucking travel alone for the rest of your life, cool. But if you're then on social media like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that 90s love. Oh, I wish I could you diss all on your goddamn posts and this. You ain't gonna meet nobody in the house. You ain't gonna meet nobody by not talking to
Hey,
women or not
but
talking to men. Like you're
they can,
contradictory.
but they can now. They can meet somebody in the house.
You gotta
They
know how to
that.
talk to them
Well, yeah, you
once
still
you
gotta
meet
let.
them.
Yeah, that part. That part's true. But they can. They can't. But I think that's a part of why they don't. Why they're not now. Because it's like an automatic. I don't gotta ask you your name because I already see your name. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When you
like
hop up on these little boxes, I don't gotta ask you. You know what I'm saying? Or we hop in the chat and shit. That's just how. Look, we gotta. I was saying this about TV. TV is pretty new to Earth. I don't think we understood like the effects that TV has had on us. We want a bunch of shit we never supposed to see in life, and I think this shit is compounding 10 times more. It's making it much more easier than what it's supposed to be, I think. And I think like this is hitting the young generation a little harder than it's pause. No,
because you're talking about programming, though, right? That's
exactly precisely.
And so what I'm saying is, if you're being programmed, sometimes you got to look past the program and say, who's the programmer? Right. And so, men and women, black, white, and everybody else, every demographic is being programmed in a different kind of way. And so black women have been used to be programmed to do some of the things that they accept. The liberalism is not good for family, right? Not at all. And but here's another thing that I think people have been programmed. I hear women say this all the time. I'm starting to hear men say this. And Mila, maybe you could help me. Because women are looking for partners and men are looking for wives. And I think there's a distinction.
That part.
And I think it's a huge distinction because, women don't need the same kind of provision, even though they want you to provide when they're making their own money. So they think about marriage, if they get married, as a partnership. My wife will never call me her partner because she's not. She's my wife. I'm her husband. We ain't partners. Right? So I think it sounds subtle, but I think it really makes a difference. And it's the beginning of the communication gap. Because when a woman tells me she's looking for a partner, I said, let's go ahead and sign a partnership agreement. And that means automatically that our dealings is conditional. And it's based on whether I come through with my side and you come through with yours. It's not because it's validation. We're partners. We might as well just sign a partnership agreement and have done with it.
A lot of these guys, they're dating, but the girl's shopping.
So I think it's real subtle. But if you listen to women all the time, they don't talk about husbands. They talk about partners. And as more and more men start talking about partners too, because men mimic women a lot. And I'm saying, wait a minute. What kind of relationship do you want to have? So are we friends with benefits, but with some paperwork? Or are we husband and wife based on the vows we take? So I just think it's one of those big kind of things that we could talk past each other and don't even recognize it. And I think that's one of the problems as well.
I think what it is, and to a degree, I agree with you, Payne, but I don't think that men are looking for wives anymore today through the traditional way in which they had them. So, because I think men are finally seeing and looking at it and saying, well, if this is the case, we want reciprocity.
I agree with you.
And I think that's what they're seeking out now. Is like, hey, look, if I have to deal with this, then I want. Now, granted, the soft guy era thing is it's actually a joke more than anything. But if you listen to the undertones of it, it's really men saying we want reciprocity. You don't get to come out here and make all these demands of us, and we don't have it, and we can't make it.
Absolutely. But let me tell you this, so Sweeney. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm gonna let you ask me that question, Pam, but I did want to ask me a little question. Last 6 months, how many men would you say that you saying that you was like, man, I could see myself being with him?
Wait, what you said?
In the last 6 months, how many men have you seen where you were like, damn, I could definitely see myself being with him?
Maybe one.
In 6 months?
Yeah. That's about right.
Well, Sweeney, you gotta remember. Remember there was a time she said she wasn't outside. She wasn't going out. She said it Sunday.
Okay, so how long you been going outside?
In my life?
Recently, I said last 6 months. So how long have you been going outside?
I go outside, every now and again.
What? How often?
But he's asking, give us a percentage that you've been going out. Say the last year. I
go out once a month in different cities.
Are you going on vacations and just kicking, or are you actually going out trying to meet men and stuff? Because that's what I mean by going outside. I don't
No,
mean you go
yeah,
out there
I do
and
both. I do
parasail.
both. I do both. Like last week, right? I went to a speed dating event. It was no men there.
Yeah.
You said it was no man there?
It was no men there.
Do you know where the
Well, were the men you just didn't see?
No, it really was
no,
no
they
men
really
there.
don't be
They did
there.
not show up. It was all women at the speed dating thing, and we was sitting there looking like, what the fuck?
You know why men don't show up to those speed dating things no more? But don't worry about that. All right, so
Hold on, Sweeney, you got all the goddamn answers. Give the answers.
I don't know. I don't even understand. I don't know what's going on.
Can I ask you, where do y'all even find an advertisement for that at? I've never seen it a day in my life, not one time.
oh, it'd be the same. Like they be posting like these, like on like Facebook groups. You know, they be posting all like these singles events. They be posting like the sipping singles and all that other stuff. That man was like, nah, like you got to pay like $30 to get in there.
This one was free.
Hold on, Sweeney. You goddamn married man. How do you know all this bullshit?
Because I'm online. I see with my eyeballs. I know what's going on out there.
So you are on these single sites you talking about?
As a matter of fact, like you got to remember, my wife does hair right next to me. So these women come in here and talk about this stuff all the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was gonna make sure your ass went on no goddamn single site. I thought I was gonna have to give you a house to sleep on, Sweeney.
But no, but like yeah, it'd be those type of events and like basically the dudes. What happened with the some of the dudes started expressing like how when they used to go there, 2 or 3 dudes would get get relative decent attention, and then the rest of them it's you'll buy them a drink and the girl will say thank you and walk away and stuff like that. And they was like, look, I ain't about to keep paying $35, $40 to go to these singles events just for me to twiddle my thumbs. So like a lot of dudes started opting out of it.
That's fair. What about the free events though? What's the excuse for them?
But you know why they free, right?
Why?
Because y'all don't want to pay for them and the dudes ain't showing up. That's why they free.
Oh, I never tried speed dating before until this time, and I was like, well, what the fuck? This is a waste of my time. I could have wasted getting dressed. Could have stayed in the house.
Because the only way they gonna get the women out the house is if they say it's free. They charge when they know men gonna show up, but once they found out that ain't no men showing up, they started trying to get y'all to come out. They were like, oh well, it's free because that's the only time women will show up. You remember free before 11, all that stuff?
Yeah.
The man was like, I ain't gonna keep paying for that. So then they had to make the events free. But then now all of a sudden, but you're noticing that they actually starting to do less and less of those events because the women ain't paying for it and the men ain't there to pay for it. So now they like you don't even see as many single events anymore because they're like,
no,
nah, we
it's
ain't
not a
gonna
lot of single events, especially like in Houston. It's very few. It's very few.
And Houston is a huge city to be able to do stuff like that. And people just like, hey, the dude, I'm telling y'all, ladies, y'all ruined it. Y'all killed the dating market.
That,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I do.
It's your fault, man. You gotta take full responsibility.
I'm like, women did do a lot with this. They was out here calling me thirsties and simps and this and this and that and doop doop the deep dots. However, I just feel like when you're dealing with humans, you cannot let one bad experience ruin you. Like if I was to sit, if I have hours, years of conversation of my terrible experience with the male species. But I still pick myself up every day. I put a smile on my face when I go out. I look my best. I smell my best. I make sure that my energy is good because I'm not gonna let a negative experience change me from wanting love and like a family and like a husband. Like I'm not gonna do that. And I guess that's like my logic. If you really want something, you're not gonna let some bad experiences ruin it. You adjust, right? You adjust.
Here's the difference between you and men. Here's the difference between you and men. Would you pay $300 to experience that every single time?
Why are we paying $300?
Would you pay $100 to experience that?
Why are we paying $100?
You don't think so? Okay, you said that you had bad experiences with men, right? Would you pay $100, $200, $300 every single time they experience that? And how many times before you say, I ain't paying for that no more?
Why are we spending this money? Where is this money going to?
That's how much these dates be costing. Oh, that's how much.
Why are we taking girls on these type of dates if we don't know that we like her?
This is literally what I was saying. These girls are saying they need the guy got to spend $600 at the restaurant.
Why is we not on Groupon? I went to horseback riding on Groupon for $50, and it was one of the best days of my life. Why is we not using our resources? I go to arcade days for $20 for 2 people. Why are we not using our resources? Because why are we taking girls on $200 and $400 and $500 days? That makes no sense. That sounds like a personal problem.
If you don't, you broke. That's what they
say.
You broke. They're not dealing with broke ass
girl.
That's not the right girl for you, then, man.
That's not the right girl for you. Like, what is the logic? It's not logic in here. I've never in my entire life been on a date more than $100. What were we doing?
That's what I'm saying. Mila,
I've never been on a date before I had sex.
Mila, understand this. It doesn't even matter if it's $50, $25. If you had to come out your pocket,
you can go to the park for FREE.
Hold on, wait.
Hey,
Mila,
I like
you
her.
You have to understand.
I like this lady.
If you had to come out your pocket every single time to experience that,
you do not have to come out your pocket if a girl is requiring you. If a girl is putting this money on your time, she is not for you. Like the purpose of dating is to get to know. The purpose of dating is to get to know if someone is going to be compatible with you for a long term. The amount of money that you spend on that is irrelevant. If a woman is pressed about if you spend $1, $2, $100, $1,000, that may not be the woman for you. Move the fuck on. It is simple.
What percentage of women do you think don't require any man to spend any money on a date?
Then them is not the people. Because
30%. 30%.
I said, what percentage of women?
I don't know. I'm not 30, right? And I'm not about to make up statistics that we don't got no.
So here's the problem with what you're saying. You don't experience women dating. Men don't go. Men hardly ever are men able to go out and spend no money on dates. That is not a thing for us. And it doesn't matter how far you go back. You can go back to I think Mr. Payne's day and age. He spent.
Let me add some. Let me add something to these Sweeney on this. I had even in college, I had a budget for dating.
I'm about to myself.
I had a budget for dating, and it wasn't one size fit all either, right? So if I had a girl and after the first date, and she was cheap back then, it was like peanuts, right? If the girl I couldn't get the first date, she never got another date, right? So, and if it was a girl I really liked, now she can have at least a dessert with the goddamn dinner. But I measured it. So when my money ran out for my budget, I didn't go on any more dates that month. You know, if that wasn't free.
Like,
I mean,
budget. Put a budget for dating. Say I'm only spending $200 a month or something. I don't know for dates. And if you go past them dates, then maybe.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that y'all not understanding. The guys are saying it's not even worth spending the money anymore. The bad experiences that they are experiencing.
But they fucking though. But they fucking.
If they can get it for free, they don't care.
They ain't fucking now.
But they're not even doing that.
They be fucking. They fuck bitch a whole bunch of babies I see being born every day. Every day I see kids being born.
You do. So do you know that over nearly 60% of women have multiple partners, as far as multiple baby daddies, and only roughly 30% of men have that. And then the other half of them, 30% of men are actually married. And then there's a large group of men that ain't got no kids at all. Men ain't fucking like that.
They're not.
Well, where them men at? Because every man I meet be to stop telling them daddy that want to have their kids.
The man you attracted to is probably attracted to majority of women also. I'm sure you're not attracted to boogaloos out there.
Actually, in my age, I'm not really looking. Like, as you get older, right? Like, as you get older as a woman, like, the shit that you used to say, like, I need to have a man that do this or look like, it go out the window, right? Like somebody said, I ain't attracted to most men, right? Like, off real, like, when I look at a man, I be like, oh, okay, whatever. It's they intellect in their conversation, in their mindset, that's what draws me in. Like, I date men that's shorter than me. But why? Because of their mindset and their intellect. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as you mature as a woman, right, certain stuff, it don't matter. As long as I could look at you and I would think, okay, I could let this man eventually have sex with me because I know eventually he gonna want to have sex with me. Then I mean, we can work with you. We can
So
work
you,
with you.
so you mean to tell me in the last 6 months you only met one dude? Mind you, you said looks don't matter. You only met one dude that can stimulate you mentally.
Yes, men are fucking
That
idiots.
Hey, Sweeney, you seen this space? This
come
is dumb.
on, and y'all telling me that this makes sense to the fellas.
When men
It's
approach
like
me,
three
right?
smart dudes in this place.
Man, a lot of these dudes are retarded, bro.
They dumb.
I don't
It's
know.
just
I don't
shit.
know where you getting your information at, but outside and on the internet, a lot of these dudes are retarded. They
Yeah.
walking around outside
Pretty dumb.
with their pants literally around their knees, bro. Skin tight, skinny jeans.
I'm willing to argue most people are freaking R word out there right now.
They are retarded. Everybody dumb. Don't nobody got no
But
brain.
I'm
They all
gonna say
Come
on
cheat.
the
on, man.
balance of probability.
Quit sugarcoating it, man. Call it what it is.
Nah,
I think
I don't
that's
want to
I
get his.
think
I don't
that's
want to get his channel. I don't want to get his channel flagged. But like on the balance of probability, I always tend to say when you point a finger out there, there's always 4 pointing back at you. So when I go out my way if I went out my way to say these women ain't
Damn.
worth the squeeze,
Sweeney, hold
9
up.
times out of 10, a lot of the men ain't
Oh, you
worth it
married. That's
either.
why you don't care. Please, God, man, look at this. God, damn. I know she said Houston, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Like you can't tell me you in
What's
6 months
IG?
you gonna sound.
God,
Noble ready to leave the city of Baltimore. I see. Okay, I see what's going on there.
I'm distracted.
It's crazy. It doesn't
Like,
matter what city. Everybody says they city sucks. They said Dallas sucks. They said Houston sucks. They say St. Louis sucks. They say Chicago sucks.
no, Baltimore
Women
ain't
be
shit.
saying Kentucky sucks. Everybody keeps saying it's everybody but them.
All right. Baltimore is horrible. They got some pretty. There's some bad motherfuckers here, but these chicks is evil. You know what I'm saying? They
I mean,
super
but
evil.
my whole argument is that there are going to be bird brains everywhere, be it male and female. That doesn't mean that there's going to be every single person that you encounter. You know what I'm saying? So to have that mindset, in my opinion, blinds you from that opportunity to even meet that person that you may be interested in, and able to receive that and give that stimulation to. You limit your probabilities with the lenses that you wear, and that's why I feel that is dangerous for us to not tell this younger generation, you know what I'm saying, to, man, hey, do what you got to do, because the game hasn't changed since day one. You know what I'm saying? The game don't change. The only thing that changes is the players.
So Vic, I'm not. I wouldn't say Viz. I'm sorry, I said Vic. Viz. I'm not dismissing any of that you said, right? Because what I'm saying to you is there's a step that has to happen before that. All of that is included, but I think they have to. When you see it, when you get enough of it, because you may be new to the space. I don't know how long you've been on the peep and stuff like that, but there are enough young guys that are genuine and they have understandable positions. That once that's addressed, then we can bring in that. But I think that part is secondary. It's not, what I'm saying is not to exclude that part. I want to get them to a place where I can teach them something. I want to get them a place where I can learn, where they can learn from me. But what they're saying is not illogical about what they're experiencing in these spaces and what they're getting. Like Sweeney was saying, the experiences that they're having on these relationships, interacting with women in their age range, that 90s babies and younger. And I think we got valuable information to give them about, toughening up and understanding that, yeah, it's part of the game. They really don't understand the game.
So
You know what I'm
world class. Let me ask you something. Let me add to this, right? Men and women have been dancing with each other since the beginning of time.
Right.
So I'll concede that dance changes as time goes on, right? And so now we're at a point where the dance between a man and a woman has come to the fact that they've been out there, they've been working, they've been making money. So the point really is that the provision that we provide is not as necessary as it used to be. So the new tradition has to be negotiated between a man and a woman. It's still a dance. And so when I tell people, and this is the thing, I understand the future that we're in, but the fact is, if you can understand there's still a dance between men and women, you can understand that. But before adding everything in it, it's just that you're dancing the tango as opposed to the two-step. And then you make a new equilibrium between you and that woman, and your situation with the woman is going to be unique from another man's situation. I used to say that every man has a maintenance fee for the woman that he's with. And that maintenance fee is different for every single man. And what I would accept as a maintenance fee, you might not. And you need to understand that. So I'm thinking, even in this newfangled age, if a man with all the shit that he's under wants a woman, he's got to find a woman who's willing to dance with him based on a new dance. And he's going to understand that the tradition has changed. Right? That doesn't mean you're less of a man and she's less of a woman. It doesn't mean your leadership is in jeopardy, because you don't ask a woman for leadership. You just fucking assume it. Right? I don't care what age we're in. And if she doesn't want to fall on that, she's not for you. Because, so I just tell guys that no matter what you say, what a woman says, you are the gatekeepers, and I'm talking about marriage because I'm married. You are the gatekeeper for who you let into that ceremony. You are. Doesn't matter if she says yes or no. If she says no, great. But if she says yes, you got to be sure that she chooses you as her number one choice.
So, Arpain, I don't disagree with anything that you and Biz is saying. I get the concept. This is the era we come from, right? Their era, even the women, they look at relationships like a consumer experience. Their mindset is, it's better for me I can stay single, make money, have a person here and there. I even talked to a chick yesterday. She's 27. She said she don't want to get married till she's 37, 35.
Yeah, because
they don't value marriage like that. They look at marriage as like they want to be free to stay shoppers. They're not.
No, I'm with you. Let me just say this. I'm cutting you off for a second because I understand where you're going.
Okay.
They need to have their own revelation, right?
That's what I'm speaking to.
So a lot of women don't get the revelation until they get that late, and then they're on the goddamn internet like Ebony K. Williams freezing their eggs and shit. Because I told my daughters this too, because they want to be kind of independent a little bit. I said, listen, right at 24, you have no idea what it feels like when that goddamn biological door is closed. You can't, because women don't see that far in the future. And so I said, you're going to be, it's a whole different category when you know you can't do something. And so they can talk all this shit while they're young, but they start getting that revelation in their 30s and they realize that the opportunities for the best men have gone and passed them already.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said a lot of the shit they're saying, they just trying to see what they can get away with, trying to get a reaction out of you. But they're both sides are reporting that marriage ain't that important. They not trying to.
I hear that.
So it's like, and I'm gonna say this real quick. If there is no angle, I can't sell you on anything. You don't have no picture you're trying to create. I can't paint nothing for you. You don't have no framework. You just seeing whatever's on sale. They shoppers.
Men shoppers too.
Yeah, both of them. That's what I'm saying. Men and women.
Let me do this. Let me do a super chat real fast. Shout out Big 11. Big and 11. My resident hater. I love you, brother, but you a hater. You know you hate on me. You taking shots at this female. She said, I see why she's single.
Please, somebody tell me
pay
why
attention.
so I can fix it.
I can tell you why you single.
He said you're not paying attention. That's what he's saying. But then my man Noble come back and said, Big Ant, she stands up again. She's not gonna be.
For that, We all say
You
thank
ain't
you.
shit,
Thank you.
Thank you. Amen.
You know what I find interesting?
So that kind of reminds me of hold on, sweetie. That kind of reminds me of an old song by a great philosopher. His name is Ludacris. If I take one more drink, I'm fucking. Shout out to Luda. Shout out to Luda. Let me do this next super chat and we can get right back into this thing.
Not you bigged up another light skin. Go ahead.
Dedicated to my children's future. I love that title of your name, but I ain't gonna lie. $5 super chat, brother. You didn't have to do that, but you chose to bless me. Just like Big Ant chose to bless me. Thank you, fellas. He said, salute, brother Hank. Can't wait for shit. Here we go. Can't wait for
Bear down. Bear down.
Say it with some pride. I want
Bear
the
down.
same. Come on now. Speak from your chest.
We ain't taking no bear slander on this panel right now.
Oh wow.
No, this ain't. We can do all that on Monday. Today's not the day. But right on, dedicate my children's future. Thank you for the blessing.
You didn't read the rest of it.
Hey, nothing else. I can read that slander.
Hey, but you know what I find?
But go ahead, Sweeney. Go ahead.
You know what I find interesting here? So we sat here, we talk about, and I get it, we talking about the men here, right? We talking about why they not approaching and all of that. But we just sat here and listened to this woman tell us there's 158,000 adult black men in Houston right now. And she told us there was only one.
Oh, I didn't know you was asking about Houston. If we're talking about
I know you're talking about online, but I'm humoring me here. I know you saying that you talking about, and this makes it worse because you done traveled. So that means you had access to far more than 158,000. But there's 158,000 adult black men in Houston right now. And we gonna sit here and look at that and say, you know what? Ain't none of them motherfuckers eligible. None of them. All of them it's just the whole
said one
lot
of
of them.
She said one of them.
You gotta remember how you phrased the question, though. You said for marriage. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
I said you don't see nobody that you can say, I can see myself get with him. I didn't even say marriage yet. I just said you can see yourself like, oh yeah, I could get with that guy.
In Houston? Hell no. The one person didn't even live in Houston that I was.
So that means you can't tell me you met 158,000 men.
No, I haven't met 100. People don't talk. They just fucking stare at me. They just stare. That's what people do. They stare. They may smile.
So these men that stared at you, you ain't seen one of them and say, "Oh, I'm staring right back." Not one.
She said she stayed for 5 seconds. I think she said that earlier, right?
If I'm interested, I stare back. But like, I guess maybe my discernment is up. I can just be. I'm real. I've been working on my being able to read people's energy, right? And like, you could tell by somebody's energy, like we not gonna be compatible. Like we not gonna work. Like why waste time? Like we not gonna work.
And all seriousness, you sound scary in your home, girl.
Sweeney, can you see this message on the screen right now? Can you see that, Sweeney?
No, what'd he say? They're not me, brother.
That's why. It's not me, brother. That's why. So right now, this man, my man, Big,
he been shooting his shot for 15 minutes.
He put his bid in. She
at least 20 minutes.
This man has said, "Oh, hit me up," or none of that. This man is literally shooting his shot live on camera, and she ain't said one time. You know what, Big Dan? Jump in my inbox.
I thought he was playing.
Well, look,
the games are over.
He could be playing, but once he's in that DM, that's when you need to take it serious.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, my Instagram.
Exactly. That's the point. So now, even
Big
Sweeney
Grandma,
in that.
Big Grandma, she said her Instagram is right up there. No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. So Sweeney, even in that situation, right? If we're gonna acknowledge what she's pointing out, she's out somewhere. She see multiple men looking at her, but none of them approach her. I can only assume from my own perspective, why would if I was in her shoes, why would I want to consider a man that doesn't even have the balls to approach me?
And I'm friendly. right. I'm not
fair.
even mean. I'm a friendly ass girl.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be realistic in
You
these
think you out there
situations.
giving choosing signals?
Yes, I do. I do.
I don't.
And if she wasn't, and if she's not, I'ma still, if I'm feeling her, if I like what I see, I'ma still go over there and try to start some type of conversation to see where it go.
Viz,
If
how
you
long you
don't
been
shoot your
married?
shot,
How long you been married?
I'm not married. I'm engaged.
How long you been with your fiance?
5 years.
5 years. A lot has changed in 5 years, my brother.
A
This
lot
is
has
true.
not changed, bro.
A
The
lot has
game,
changed. No,
the
what I
game,
mean,
the
what I
game
mean
does
is,
not change, bro.
no, you don't
Play has
understand.
changed.
A lot has changed over the
If you
last.
cannot walk up to a female and have a conversation with her, that is a problem, bro. I don't understand how that logic is so
because
difficult.
what you're not understanding is that used to be a time which you could walk up to a female and just have a
You still
conversation with her.
can, bro.
You
You
have not
still
done it in
can.
5 years.
Ain't
You
So
you
can't
so
make
mean?
let
that
so
claim.
It's
let me
changed. I'm
say this.
telling you.
Let me say this.
Ain't you
I,
very
Yeah.
sweet?
I go out. I don't go out as much as I used to, but I still do go out. I have to still engage and interact with people, right? Especially with women.
No.
If I can still walk up to a woman now with no intentions with trying to get with her and have a conversation to break the ice, I already know if I shoot my shot at her, I know she gonna go or not.
But you got another woman on you.
Mila,
It's easier when you got another woman
Mila,
pheromones on you. It's
do
much
you know
easier.
the difference between a guy that approaches you platonically and one that approaches you because he wants to get with you? Do you know this?
Bro, it's not the
Yeah.
it isn't is really in my opinion is not the same because if when you approach a woman, the intention is to break the ice. The icebreaker is everything. The icebreaker sets the tone. The icebreaker neutralizes the woman. This is part of the game, bro.
So what you're not understanding is that you're approaching women
You're
platonically.
giving more rebuttals much rather than acknowledging what the truth is. That's a
No, I
fact.
get what you're saying, but there's a difference between approaching a woman. She just told you. I can recognize the difference between a man that approaches me platonically and one that approaches me wanting to get with me. You can't use the example of because I can talk to women all day, every day because I'm not approaching them in that way. I talk to women every day. But that does not mean that it's the same when I'm trying to make a romantic.
But I don't think a lot of women know the difference. I think a lot of women, when a man approaches them, they just think that they're trying to shoot their shot. I am aware that every man that talks to me is not there to shoot their shot. But a lot of women don't know the difference.
Yeah, Sweeney. Listen, also the man who understands himself, he approaches a woman the same, whether he's trying to hit her or not. That to break the ice doesn't matter. She don't know you married. I mean, if the window between you being married and not married and how you approach another woman, it don't have to be no difference. Not to her. She don't know that. So if you know, so if you tipping your hand because you thirsty, that means your game is a little off. You know, because really what you want to do is just start a conversation. You know, that's all. You know,
That's
so that's
it. It's not complicated, man. I,
yeah.
I do not understand why we are complicating something so
So
simple.
simple.
We do not have to recreate the wheel, bro. You don't have to recreate the wheel. All you have to do is break the ice and have a conversation with her. Once you had a conversation with her, you got her giggling, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you just trying to crack her or you want to wife her, whatever it is, I get you feeling comfortable. You laughing, ha ha, he. I'm gonna touch you a little. I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder a little bit, on your lower back, whatever. And you in there. Either she gonna show that she feeling you, or she gonna show that she not. And back at that point, that's when you make the decision that okay, either I'm gonna try harder, or I'm gonna just walk it up and chuck it up as an L. That is the game, bro. You're overcomplicating the game. You're making excuses for people that don't want to enhance themselves in learning the game. It's that
I think you're
simple.
trying not. I think you're purposely not understanding these men.
Bro, you're
And I
not
get it.
listening, man.
No, I hear you, but
You're
I
not
think, but
listening,
you're doing the
man.
exact same thing you're accusing me of. You're not
So
understanding them. You're just telling them that there's something wrong with them, rather than
It
recognizing that
is.
they may
Yes,
be.
I
Well,
am.
then
I am
that's the
telling them
problem. I'm
that is
not telling you
something
that
wrong
there's
with
something wrong with you. I'm saying
it.
that there's a problem out there, and you're not acknowledging that. Hey, they may be having a different experience than the experiences that you may have had. I can tell
I'm
you right.
not.
I can tell you right now. There
I
used to be a
said that.
time. Hold on, wait. I
I
can tell you
said
right
that
now.
it's completely different type of people. I
Right. So
understand, but
hold
the
on, wait,
game does
wait,
not
wait, Viz,
change.
wait, Viz. I can tell you right now. There used to be a time where it was easy to walk up on a girl, you can get behind her and dance with her, and she would literally dance with you. That doesn't
Wait, say
exist
that again.
anymore.
Say that again.
Yeah, he don't get the
There
dance in the
used to
club
be
no
a
more.
time where you was in a club, you could walk up to a girl and literally just start dancing with her, and she'd dance with you. That no longer exists anymore.
What?
I'm dead serious. You can go
If
to a
if
so
club
okay.
and
if
So,
you
so
if you
Sweetie,
can't
let me
do
say
You
let
that,
me say
ain't
this,
got the
fellas.
swagger
Fellas,
though.
that's
let me say this. Let me say this, fellas. Look, we can admit
What's up?
these guys don't believe in self-improvement. Most guys don't. They lazy.
They
Most
do
guys are
not.
lazy. They
They
are
lazy.
lazy. They don't want to work. They not ready to get out here really grind. They are looking
Nope.
for the easy way out most times.
Hell yeah.
They are looking for
Okay.
somebody to give them something
They bitch
instead of them
made.
going out there to earn it. That's what most of these young guys are doing right now. That's how they operate. That's their mindset. That's the way they're moving. Why? Because
Entitlement.
everything was given to them. Parents are not making their kids work no more like they used to. They're
why is
not.
that getting?
They're presenting them with everything they need instead of for going out there and earning. Y'all remember if I wanted to have a certain pair of shoes, I can't say, mama, can I get them shoes? No, I can't afford it. Okay, cool. Then I do what I have to do to get them. Whether it's do something legal or illegal, I do what I got to do to get them. And that's what we did. We did shit like that. These guys, they just go ask them. One week, all the new Jordans come out. Mama, can I get them? Yeah, I get them when I get my paycheck. No problem. Guess what? 2 months later, another pair of Jordans come out. Mama, the new ones come out. Well, I just got you some 2 months ago. I know, Mama, but these are old. I want the new ones.
and their
And they
mama
would
gonna
go
wait
out and do it.
around
They would
for 'em.
sacrifice paying rent, LG&E, house payment late to get that boy or that girl them Jordans. That's the way it is.
That's
So
the problem right there. That's the problem.
I agree. I
It start
agree.
in the
agree.
home.
I
They're
agree.
not willing. They're not willing to get out there and grind and work like they used to.
There's
They used to not. They used to not. It's not. It's okay to get a second place trophy. We would not accept a second place trophy. If it ain't first, we don't want it.
They just giving participation trophies now just for showing up.
And that's bullshit.
Bullshit. Yep.
Just like you said, world class. The problem is that they're not hearing it from anyone else, and the problem is that we are pacifying them still as grown men, telling this younger generation, "Oh, it's okay, we'll figure it out." No, nigga, the game is the same. The only thing that changes are the players. If I was still in the field, I'm more than positive. If
Well,
I
well,
You
go
would
oh, my
say
bad.
F these women too.
But it's okay. Let's use that analogy. Is the players that is what changes? We know from watching sports, um, a wide receiver running a 4.6, 4.5 ain't it now? They running a 4.2. Game is faster. It's less tough. Use football for example. It's not as physical. It's more cerebral. It's spaced out. So just Steph Curry, same thing. You got to guard him from fucking what 15 feet before the 3-point line now. So that's kind of what's going on. Like we watched our two major sports change, not so much boxing, but we watched two major team sports change, and it's kind of been like that in the game now. People shoot from half court, right? I need $600 to go on a date. Roof Chris ain't shit. Roof Chris, what? It's a chain restaurant. You know what I'm saying? But the women are not talking like Mila, and we're having more, I guess, device communications, but we're not having like human communications, and that's the problem. It's like It's just like football. They don't tackle in practice. Like they don't tackle in practice. The same type of deal. Like the thing that was fundamental about the game is gone in practice. In football, let alone out here. And so it's like we're in a time where a lot of things are changing. And we don't have to accept it, but I guess we got to find a different level, a different change.
Well, but you're saying accept it though. But you are saying accept.
No, I'm saying listen to them. Like I'm saying,
what I'm saying to you though, world class, is this. I mean, what are we using? What are the new guys using as discriminators between a chick that they just want to bust down and a chick that they might want to get with for a relationship or even more? I mean, what are they using as discrimination? I mean, because the discriminator is what eliminates the women from wasting your time, right? So if I was going to ask a chick out for a date, right? And she says to me that, you know what, we ain't going to the Cheesecake Factory. I tell her to get out of my car. Get out of my car. And hopefully we ain't too far away, or else I'll send you an Uber because I don't even want to see you on the way back home. I mean, but guys are not doing that because of the new guys are going to listen to her. That's why I hate these skits, because some of these skits last way too long for my patience level.
Okay. Can we use that? Can we use that? And we can use the hint, leave it at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, okay.
Girl, you know this nigga abused me. That's the new shit now. When you stand up as a man, you are a predator. This is the language.
We're talking about the bear and the man in the woods.
I don't know that reference, but that would be their response to what you just said. Is that the chicks are turning you turned into
you dodge the bullet because that's illogical.
Cool.
She's illogical.
But Mila, that's what they like. If I'm
you're trapped. So when you're with a woman,
hold on.
You're trapped.
Mila just said you dodged the bullet. They like, why the fuck do I keep putting myself in position that I have to dodge bullets? That's what they're saying.
Did we ever think maybe it's the type of women that you're attracting or are attracted to? These are usually these bad bitches. Niggas love bad bitch.
The wives and the hoes look like the same person.
No, they don't. No, they do not.
No. I'm being clear. The wives and the hoes look like the same person until you deal with them over time. Like I said, I know how to find them, but they dress the same. Everybody, you know what? I'm gonna give you an example. I always use her as an example. And I love this lady I'm about to mention because she actually speak up for the shit that's wrong. She speak against the shit that the chicks do. Danica Murray.
Okay.
Beautiful sister.
Yeah.
But she dressed just like them. She dressed exactly like the chicks that you would say to avoid. But when she start talking, you like, oh, this is different. But you don't know until you give an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? She looks just like them.
But don't you have to have a conversation to get to the point of y'all going on the date?
But they trying to dodge the bullet.
To the Cheesecake Factory, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't it have to have been a conversation? That is why the conversation piece is important.
It is. And I'm only speaking to trying to get clarity so we can get them to want to have a conversation.
It's men are getting caught up on the looks. That is the problem. You're getting caught up on the look of the girl. And y'all are not asking, men are not asking the right questions. Because you can tell when I meet a new girl, and because I'm on Bumble, because I'm trying to make female friends. I can tell. Yeah, don't judge me, y'all.
I'm definitely judging right now.
It's hard to make friends as a woman is in your 30s.
Oh, nice. Just stop a conversation. It's easy.
That's weird.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I can tell, like within a first conversation, right? Like, oh, this girl's superficial. Like, you can tell a girl's superficial. You can tell in an instant conversation if somebody's superficial or not. If in the first conversation she bringing up, if she mentioning even social media, money, date, she's a superficial girl. Like, it's not hard to weed out superficial men and women. It's not hard to weed them out.
I agree with you. And
men are getting so caught up on how she looks because we all know men are visual, and I get it. I understand y'all are visual species. But after you are attracted to her, before you get her number, have a conversation with her. See if she is there, because then you could alleviate, get it to the point where you bringing up the Cheesecake Factory, and she like, I'm above that. Me, I'm gonna be above the Cheesecake Factory because I'm vegan, but I don't like to go out to eat.
You vegan?
Yeah, I'm vegan.
That's another check right
there. So, like for me, I personally don't like any dates that involve food. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask the right questions.
Okay. Yeah, no. Hey, everything she's saying is facts.
She's correct.
I really don't think that guys are asking those questions. All that they see is this female twerking on her page and her stories. She doing this with her titties out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's all that's enticing. Let me try and wife it. You know what I'm saying? No, bro, that ain't what you supposed to do.
That's fucky. That's fucky. That's who you fuck. That's who you play with.
That's hilarious.
Like, you gotta be able to discern hoes from wives. I mean, it's simple. Some women are literally built like they are literally meant to just fuck. Get you a little experience, you know what I'm saying? Build up your game. These are not people that you bring to your mama. You have your friends meet. You be like, let me nut up in her and get her pregnant. No, see, you walking around mad that this your baby mama. You ain't better. Same with the women. Y'all not, some niggas, all they got to offer is dick. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all they got. They ain't got nothing else. You gotta have discernment. You gotta know how to have a conversation with people. Like
this is all right. This is the thing I'm saying to y'all. I know I have conversations, and I've had conversations with these exact guys that you're talking about, and it's not as illogical and cowardly as you may think. They have some valid points. I said the same thing to them, to the Manosphere guys, about some of the feminist shit. Some of the shit that the feminists are saying makes sense. You gotta be willing to listen. Some of the shit makes sense. Some of it is bullshit. Yeah, it's a lot of it is bullshit. But it's like when they say certain things, and like even talking to the variety of people in the space, when people make a point, just give them that credit. Like you were saying earlier, Viz, about with Sweeney. When somebody makes a point, just give them their point. And I think I'm acknowledging the things that they're saying. I'm in defense of the things that I've heard them say that make sense. Like, okay, if I was in your shoes, I would think that. Think being a leader, because if you're older, you're OG, you're a leader in a way. Whether you think you got a choice or not, and you have to be willing to kind of give a leeway and to really make a connection before you give a direction. And I want to be able to hear. I want them to have a space where they can go, look, OG, this, that, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. I may not agree with it. I may not even be the right person for him to talk to, but they need to be heard. So I know what's going on. I think I know to do that because OGs did that for me. What you see out there, what you think. And I think we got to listen to them. And I know Mila and Biz, y'all may be new to the space. And there's a lot of conversations going on. Hours and hours and hours of lives that if you hear a couple, testimonies from some of these guys, it may change your perspective on it. But it doesn't dismiss the fact that y'all are right about a lot of these guys are just cowards. Like Hank said, they lazy. You know what I'm saying? But I needed to be an environment where we're not recreating the same problem. Where, like women are saying, we as men, we're macho, wherever we when they're telling us a problem, we ready to fix it. But she like, I just need you to hear me. We're kind of doing the same exact thing when it comes to these young guys. Let's hear them real quick. Oh, that's for women. No, I get you, but I'm a dad. I have a 23-year-old goddaughter. I have a 7-year-old son. And at the same time, I gotta yield to their experiences. I gotta know how to deal with younger people, how to get them on your side first.
Yeah, but
they know you're on their side, they'll run through a brick wall for you.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. So I 100% agree with you. I understand the argument. I hear it. I don't tune in like that because the biggest issue for me is that it's all this. This is all that's happening. We just talking about this situation. We talking about what's happening in our culture, in our economy, in our community. All we're doing is just talking.
No
Where's
solution.
the action? We could talk about it all day long, but talking about it means absolutely nothing if there is no action. So
I want them. I
I'm
want
all
them.
for creating a space for us to vent. I get that, but at the end of the day, the hardcore reality of it all is that you still need to do some type of action, and the only action that is going to suffice in this situation is for you to go out there and keep it trucking. You know what I'm saying? Is enhance yourself.
I agree with that. I just think I support the principle of it's better to measure 10 times and cut once than to measure once and only cut 10 times. We've done a lot of dumb stuff without knowing what the hell we need to be doing. And I'd rather you take the practices, having a conversation, and finding out that shit don't work on a panel or online versus in the field.
Yeah,
I want you to do, but I want you to do it informed. And it's better to have some of these conversations. I didn't have a lot of these conversations. I just watched my cousins and I emulated them. I had to get to talk to somebody that knows. But I get you. We got to work at some point. But they have an opportunity to talk to older people and get the right thing the first time. And if we just tell them they're dumb or they're weak or they're lazy, they're not going to fucking want to listen to it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
okay, but world class. Even if we don't say that, right? When you say that,
Brother Payne, hold on. I'm gonna let you go next. When are we gonna actually cut though? I'd have measured 25 times. When are we gonna actually cut?
When you know they're ready.
Right now, we're not doing.
Would you say they're ready?
That's dangerous.
Would you say they're ready?
They have to be ready.
Look, man, look here. Some things, it depends on what we're talking about. So we're talking about shooting our shot at women. Yeah, I think they are ready. I think they are. Because, yes, I think they are. The reason why I think they are, you know how to have a conversation with us men, complain, get it off, ask questions, then do the same thing for the women.
It's that simple. It's that simple. A
And
wise
we've
man
been
once
having
said,
conversations around this topic for years now, right? Like everybody talking for years. Like we get it. It's hard out here. Okay, great. Oh, whoopty. But like pick yourself up and try again. Like you're not gonna get nowhere. We keep on harping, and honestly, it's a mindset, right? If you continue to think that everything gonna be terrible, ain't no good women, ain't no good men, you attract what you think. I mean, I'm a very big believer of that. You attract what you think. You create your reality with your mind. So if you're believing that everybody's just out here to use me, every woman's gonna claim I'm a predator, men just using me for sex, men don't love me, men don't provide, men don't do this, women don't do that, you're creating that narrative for you. You have to speak positivity. You have to speak into existence what you want. And it's so much negativity circulating around relationships, and we're making it more complicated than it needs to be. We all looking for the same thing and talking in circles. Just try. Just keep trying. So you meet that person.
That's all. Misery loves company. And the internet is full of miserable
ass people. Yes.
So it makes no sense to continue to listen to these people and feed into these narratives that ain't no good women out here, ain't no good men out here, when there is. But the problem is that nobody is speaking up against this shit because they want the views, they want the clout. So now we got people like Priscilla, who is mind-blowingly, I don't even understand how she has the platform and able to do what she do, but she does, and she's infecting more women. And then you have all these clowns that's, you know what I'm saying, talking about women, and they're infecting the men, making them more cowards and afraid to even go out and talk to a female.
Yes, we do.
What? So it's a dangerous game that we're playing if we are going to say, oh, okay, well, we got to wait for them to be ready. No, a wise man once said, he who hesitates at war is lost. So when are we going to take advantage of the opportunity that we have and stop doing what it is that we're doing, because it's not working?
What advantage are you talking about? Take advantage.
Sweeney, hold on, Sweeney. Sweeney, hold on. Let Brother Payne, because I told him he's gonna get back. We keep forgetting
No,
OG.
you know what, man? No, you said pretty much what I was gonna say anyway. So I don't, let's let the conversation flow. Because I agree with Brother Viz. The shit's more complicated than it needs to be. But coming from me, all they can see is that in your day, back when the woolly mammoths rolled the goddamn fucking world, shit was different. And I got to put up with that all the time. And I'm saying no. I mean, the thing is that I've seen all the changes. I've lived through all the goddamn changes, And so I've seen where, so I got my daughter. I got a daughter that's a millennial, and I got a daughter that's a Gen Z. So I got to relate to them, right? So they're living now, So I'm just saying. So they come to me, they talk to me, and I try to listen to them, and they're going through the same shit a lot of these other guys are going through. And I'm saying, listen, what you need to do is, talk to your mother. Just leave me alone. Talk to your mother. I mean, but I want them to be wives, but I taught them to be self-sufficient, but not independent. So they both like guys. But they just haven't found the right one. And I wish they would so I could relax at night. Shit.
Go ahead, Sweeney.
So, I wanted to ask Viz, like, what does this take advantage of? What opportunity? Because I think the problem is that, and I think World Class kind of spoke to this, is that we're ignoring what these men are saying. They have
you're saying the same thing over and over, man.
Okay, so the thing is that you can't keep talking at them. They're not gonna hear you because they're experiencing something, and you're saying, well, what you're experiencing isn't real. And you keep talking at them and saying, well, you're the problem, you're the problem, you're the problem. Even Mila is coming in and telling them, you're the problem, you're the problem.
That's not what I'm saying.
No. But you were agreeing, basically saying, yeah, these men ain't doing this, these men ain't doing that. Well, if you listen to them, they're telling you what their problem is with the opposite sex, the problems that they're having with them. I would say the best you could do is meet them halfway, listen to them, and listen to what they're saying. Go to the women on the other side and tell them, hey, this is how the men are feeling about y'all.
Bro,
Okay.
it's not as a man, it's not my job to go.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is technically Mila's job. It is the women's job. All we can do is listen to the men and see what their grievances are. But if the women ain't going back to the other women and telling them,
we've been listening for years, bro.
Right, but the problem is you keep saying we've been listening, but the thing is that the thing that they're complaining about has not changed.
Yeah, but
because they're not acting.
Sweeney, have you asked them what they think the solution is? Because wait a minute. Sweeney, let me ask you. Listen, if their solution is that I'm gonna avoid women at all costs, is that really a solution?
No, what you said, what is the solution? They said
what do they say the solution is?
Their solution normally was, hey, look, we would like for the women to be a little more approachable than they are. They've been calling men predators. They've been embarrassing us. Can they not do those things to us? Wait. See, the thing is, again, there you go, ignoring their experience.
So their solution is that women need to change. That's what you're saying.
They're saying, can the women go back to what they used to be? They're asking them to just go back to what they used to be.
Women ain't never going back. So you're saying
never going back.
But Sweeney,
are never going back.
And listen, well, hold on.
Hold on, let him finish.
Hold on, wait, y'all not understanding. If you're telling these men, those women that you experiencing that is doing this shitty shit to y'all will never change, the men are saying you're absolutely right, and that's why we're not fucking with them.
No, just the point really is they're not. Listen, if their solution is not to deal with the women have to change, that's no solution at all. Because did you ask them what kind of women they're looking for? They want the big ass, big titty women. Yeah, but they want women that ain't worthy.
So you just said 70% of the women ain't worthy. You said
I said worthy. They want the women who ain't worthy. Just like women who want men. Just like women who want men who ain't worthy of their attention, but they want to give them some box. There's men, they're all chasing the best looking women. That's what they're doing too. That's what they're doing.
That's a fact,
They're
bro.
looking at the IG models and they're looking at those. If I can't get one of those, listen. The solution is that a man saying the solution is that the women have to change. That's no solution at all.
No, I said that they need to go back to the way they're saying that. Can we get the women that they used to be? And you said they would never go back.
The
Fair.
women,
I grant that.
They're not going back there.
And the men are saying we're never going back either.
Wait.
But you said before that, you said the women have to change. That's what they're looking for.
Right. To
That's
the women
not
that
a solution.
Why?
Right, to the women that they used to be. They're asking. So they're going to Mila and saying, hold on. They're going to Mila and saying, hey, can you go back to your homegirls and tell them?
Go ahead, Mila.
They're going to Mila and saying, hey, can you go to your homegirls and tell them to start acting like normal women again? And she goes to her homegirls and say, hey, y'all need to act like normal women. Not saying that she actually done this. You need to start acting like normal women again. And those women are saying, no, we're not going to be that. We're not going back to those women. And then they come back to these men and tell these men we're not changing. And the men are saying, okay, cool. Well, then we wash our hands of you.
That's some weak ass shit.
The problem is that you're telling these men to keep banging their head against the wall and hope that they get different results. They're not going to keep doing it.
I'm telling these dudes, stay dry, dick in the motherfucker. That's what I'm telling them. Stay dry, dick in the motherfucker. Pause. Go ahead, Mila.
You, Sweeney, said that women have supposedly changed, but haven't men changed as well? So are you guys going around telling men to go back to the men that they were?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. You just heard 4 men on this panel say it. You literally heard 4 men on this panel just say that.
I ain't never heard no man tell men to go back to how my men.
How? You just heard Hink say it. You heard Payne say it.
I didn't say
Biz say it. You heard World say it. Every man on this panel, except for me, told these men to go back to the men they used to be. Every last one of them.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that at all.
So Vince, when you tell men you need to get back out there on the horse and be like the men of old yesteryear and get back out there and do your thug dizzle,
what
that's
I
not
said
telling them
is
to become the men that they used to be.
What I said is stop being soft, stop being cowards, and go out there and be in the field.
Like what?
Like men. Like men.
What men?
Like men.
Like what men?
Men.
Like
that's
what
men
like
are,
you?
bro.
I thought men was leaders. I thought men went after what they wanted. I'm so confused.
Excuses are making these men weak. Stop making excuses.
So who are you comparing them to? Who are you comparing them to?
To men.
Which men?
Me. God damn it.
Because y'all saying that these men are weak. Y'all saying they're still men.
The standard of men that we have accepted all throughout time.
Okay, so like men of old. Bro. So basically like men of old. The men today ain't the same men as yesteryear. Right?
You're trying to make a point that's irrelevant.
No, you're comparing men to the men of old. And you know it. Just admit it. It's okay.
So are men not supposed to be leaders? Wait. Are men not supposed to be leaders? Are men supposed to be leaders?
I'm not arguing with that.
Yes or no, bro?
Hold on, wait. I'm not arguing that. You're asking me a question. You're asking me a question that I'm not disagreeing with. You're comparing.
We got you next. We got you next.
Viz, you're comparing.
Are men supposed to be leaders, bro? It's a simple yes or no.
Not all the time. No.
Oh, fuck that.
Now that I answered your question. You're saying these men have to be like men of yesteryear. The whole entire point was Mila said, are y'all telling men to be like the men like yesteryear? Yes, we are. I'm telling
men.
My whole culture is about that.
You're comparing them to
men to not be cowards and not be intimidated by women.
They're not intimidated
because they're afraid.
They're not intimidated.
All right,
so if I look at something and I see that it's not worth it, Does that mean that I'm intimidated by it, or does that mean I
Yes.
just don't feel like no? That's
Yes,
not what
that means
means.
you are
But
intimidated
sweetie,
by it.
the part of the problem is you making it sound like every woman is not
Yes,
worth it. That
like
means
you make it seem like every
woman you
girl
I asked y'all.
is not
I,
worth.
I asked y'all what. Hold on, wait. I asked y'all what percentage of women are worthy, and y'all said 30%.
I
Bro,
said 30%.
Is
That's
playing the game
significant.
not a competition? When
So-
you playing the game, is it not a competition? When matter of fact, when you started dating your wife, did you feel that was not a competition, that you were in competition with some other man?
No.
You're a fool if you think that woman did not consider some
Are you willing
other
to share
man.
your wife? Are you willing to share your wife? I'm sure she's a part of the 30%, right?
Am I willing to share my wife? That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that no, hear me out.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that the woman that I have, the woman that you have, Hink, Brother Payne, I don't know if World Class is you know, okay, you right. Okay,
he's playing the pool. He playing the field, man.
I don't know your status. But the facts of the game is that you were competing with some other man at some point, even if you knew it or you did not know.
Let me grant your argument.
Let me grant your argument. Let me finish, bro.
Let me grant it. I'm saying it's true. Okay, it's true.
If regardless, this is a fact. We are in competition to get the woman that we want. It's a competition. So if you can't get a woman in that 30%, then that's on you. That's part of the game.
Okay, so what do the
making
others?
it soft for these men?
So
and explaining to them the game.
So
if you want something that's in that 30%, then you got to do the work to get something that's in the 30%. It's not difficult, bro.
Okay, but let's say 100. Let's say every man did the work. Let's say every last one of them did. Hold on, wait. No. I granted your. Hold on, wait.
Whatever it is that you're going to say,
argument. I granted it. I granted your argument. You got to let me go then. I granted your argument. Let's say 100% of men became men and did the work. There's still only 30% of the women available, unless we
that's
supposed
part
to
of the game.
Okay, so the other 70% of the men, what they gonna do? Supposed to still try to steal your wife, right? They supposed to come in and try to take your wife from you, or they supposed to leave you alone because they know that woman's married.
Come on, man.
That's not a good scenario, man.
Gaslighting. I feel like you gaslight me.
I'm not gaslighting you. I'm not gaslighting. What you're saying doesn't make any sense if y'all saying 30%.
But what doesn't make sense is that 100% of the men are going to get their shit together. That's the part that doesn't make sense.
Okay,
because that's not going to happen.
You had to match it with the viable men, whatever percentage will be viable. But I again, I don't agree with Sweeney's argument. The competition argument stands, right? But you got to understand the big picture. There's something called social engineering. There's people playing around our community, competing, and a part of that competition is to compromise our better half or our counterparts, the women, to make them unmarriageable and to stifle us. So I don't think they've hit that, and I think that's a part of the thing we're not addressing. Which is why I'm speaking to what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I think that is a bigger picture that we're not looking at. That's why that's why this conversation is viable. That's why I would look at a young guy saying what he's saying, and I'm going, yeah, he may be soft. He may, and I get their generation because I watch these 90 babies come up, these 2000 babies come up. I know how they raised. I speak to that as a problem, but there's also outside influence going on, and we gotta want to get them to actually fight for that purpose and not really the thing that they're trying to avoid.
But okay, what's the intention though? World Class, is it marriage or is it just to have sex? And that's the key. If they're looking for something serious, that's different than the guy on the prowl.
Well, they're mentioning marriage as to avoid it. So like marriage, they want. Listen, they're saying that the women say they don't want to get married till they're 35.
No. I'm saying, but okay, put the women to the side for a second.
Okay.
What do these guys that we're talking about, if we're listening to them, right? If they told me what they want, right, I would ask them what they think the solution is and what their intentions are for the woman that they're looking for. If their intentions are just to get smashed, that's one answer, right? And if the intentions are finding a woman for them to start a family with, whether they get married or not, and they want to be a partnership or whatever the newfangled bullshit you guys are talking about, want to do. So those are different paths. And so you can't just, so you got to know what your intention is, because most of the guys are just looking to smash.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. But with that being said, we're going to let Mila have the floor real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm tired of hearing you hard ankles. I need a tender for the dog.
So I guess
hard ankle. What is that?
I would like the record to reflect I never invalidated anyone's experience, right? I can't, if men are saying these is their experiences, I'm not gonna take it away from them. I'm not taking anything away from anyone. What I'm saying is, why are we allowing these experiences to prohibit us from having a conversation? I'm not asking you to marry nobody. I'm not asking you to take nobody out. I'm not asking you to take nobody on no date. I'm not asking you to spend any money. We are literally talking about a conversation. That's what this whole thing been, conversation. So I guess I'm not understanding. Also, when we talk about supposedly there is only 30% of good women, and that these men,
I said marriageable women, not good women.
Then the 70% of men are going to be twiddling in their thumbs. Are we saying that there's 100% of quality marriageable men or something? Because
no.
I don't think that is also accurate.
I said I agree.
I think that we need to put a little bit more accountability on the fact that men have also been very, very openly discussing that they don't even see benefits of marriage. I hear men talk about all the time, why I'm gonna get married. All these women just gonna take my money. It's just for women. What I'm getting married for? It ain't no benefit for men to get married. I might as well not get married. Like, men then started that rhetoric. Men lead, women follow, right? Men lead, women follow. Period. That's when men lead, women follow. World Class brought that up earlier. Man said a lyric, women, that's it. Men lead, women follow. So when we think about it in that retrospect, and we think about the duality, the masculine and feminine energy, when you're the man and you're the leader and you're spitting out this rhetoric, you don't want to get married, you don't see any value, you're spitting out this 50-50, what you gonna do for me because I'm gonna do this for you. When you're spitting that out years after years, don't you think your counterparts is going to start to reflect that? So now the counterparts is reflecting what the men said. Now, because the men set the tone, women followed. Now, men are now saying, well, I don't want to, I dropped my hands of what I started. So the logic is not logic. It don't make logical sense to me. I'm really over here really perplexed. Got me stuttering. Because I'm just
Mila, you're wrong though. You're wrong on the fact.
Set the tone for stuff, and now, and don't get me wrong, my women out here, they be wild. Now, I'm not gonna take nothing. They do be wild. And when I have an opportunity, I got like 4 friends in my life that's women. The rest of my friends is associates. They're not friends. But the people that I do know that are not relationships, I do say, well, hey, you could be a little bit more approachable. Let's work on our self. Let us go to therapy. Let us smile. Let's lose a little weight. Let's, work on our skin. Let's like find hairstyles that accentuate our beauty. I give all of these little tidbits. Let's work on our conversations. Granted, got it, understood. But at the same time, I'm still not understanding why these said men, whatever age demographic that they are deciding on mass platforms because of some shit that they probably didn't even experience in their real life. They just are taking it from this man and applying it to them, because a lot of these men is not getting these experiences because they ain't even got the balls to approach these type of women. So then now they're taking this little conversation from they had from their homeboys, they seen on some podcast, they seen on TikTok, and now they're applying that to their real life and making the conscious decision to not have conversations. The logic will never logic to me, and I just will never understand that. And
Mila, you just
Well,
negated their experience. You just did it. You just did it. You said that
I'm
was
saying
not.
I will never understand why, as if a woman can pick herself, constantly pick her. We're constantly as women. Men have changed. Men have changed, but women not saying, "Oh well, I'm never gonna talk to men ever again and not
Yes,
have
they
a
are.
conversation." Men are predators. Men do creepy shit. Men do weird shit. Men have stalked me. Men have harassed me. Men have done god awful things to me. But
You just
I
said
still am
earlier,
not saying that I'm not gonna give the next guy a chance.
take yourself
I
out
just
of
have
it.
adjusted the type of men that I talk to. I adjusted how I come off. I've adjusted on myself. And we're taking accountability from sometimes we're running across the same type of people because we have not, in fact, changed ourselves. So if
Mila,
these said men are meeting these type of women consistently, maybe there's some time to do some introspection to see, why am I attracting these type of women? Not
Mila,
taking away from that experience, but I had to really sit back and be like, why am I attracting men that are consistently sexualizing me? Right? I had to reflect on that. I had to fix that within. I can't sit up here and say, oh, the whole man race is just sexual demons. No. What was wrong with my energy? What was I doing? How could I tweak myself so that I wasn't getting that type of attention? And I think men also need to do that. If you're finding yourself running across women for whatever reason that's doing X, Y, and Z, then maybe we need to make some adjustments. Not taking away from anyone's experiences, but you have to take accountability for your life at some point. We can't be blaming everybody.
Mila,
Still, not taking away from nobody's experiences, because I don't want nobody to say that. I'm just saying we acknowledge that these are experiences. How we gonna move around it? You gotta make adjustments. Shit, change is inevitable. You see X, Y, women doing this. Okay, make adjustments. Keep it the fuck moving. You don't say, I'ma throw in the towel.
Mila, you just said earlier in the show that these women ain't going outside. They saying F men. They're not even talking to them. You just said that earlier. So yes, women are walking away. You made that argument earlier just in the show. Also, men, this conversation about men talking about 50-50 reciprocity happened in the last 3 years. This conversation has only been going on for 3 years. And if
No,
you
it has
ask,
not.
yes, it
Men
has.
been talking about they don't
No,
want to get married for a long ass time.
no,
Hell,
I
my
said
daddy
no, no,
75
no.
not
I
that
and
one.
said
he ain't
you
married.
said
Not
50.
that one.
Hold on, wait.
The
Hold on.
50-50
You
one.
said 50-50 conversation and reciprocity. That conversation has only been happening for the last 3 to maybe 5 years.
I would say
They're
5 years.
responding to something.
Yeah.
Their whole entire thing, when you ask them, why are you saying that? They're saying, these women say they want to be more independent. They don't want to do anything. They don't need us. They're telling you the reason why they're saying the things that they're saying. The women have changed. You're
The
saying,
men
hold on,
changed
wait.
first. That's what I'm saying. The men changed first, Fleety.
So hold on, wait. What did the men do that was any different between 1999 and 1970?
That I don't know. I was a kid. I can't speak on that
So
shit. I don't know.
You know, and men haven't changed from that standpoint in the relationship. Women have been talking shit about men for 50 years.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Men just started talking about what they want out from women just recent. This is a recent environment,
We
you
really
know. There's no excuse. But listen, men have always been simple creatures and shit until now. These guys are a little bit crazy. But all I'm just trying to say is, I mean, most women know what men want, right? So the whole point is now is almost y'all do. Y'all might try to complicate it, but we don't want that much respect, a little ass and some food, man. Come on, So I mean, but with this whole 50-50 thing, that became a bad word. You know why? Because women have always worked in our experience. It's only until recently where women think that they're supposed to sit home and eat bonbons and the guy go kill himself and shit. That's crazy. That's what these guys are rejecting. You know, so
Well,
the feminists on their heads.
I got you. Okay, we're gonna start winding down because I'm sick of looking at you motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. You know,
Me too. I'm hungry.
With that being said, I want to have a conversation with my lady. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm not scared. I'm gonna go talk to her and may even bless her with some D. You don't know. I'll never say it.
That's too much information.
But with that being said, Viz, let me start off with you with final thoughts, brother.
You said me?
Yes, sir.
My final thoughts is we really didn't start seeing men take this action until Kevin Samuels really hit the scene. And that is honestly all in response to the slander that we have been receiving from women. I will agree to that for sure, without a doubt. Now, I will say still, regardless, it is not every single woman that is saying that stuff. So I still don't see that as an excuse for men to conduct themselves in a way where they're afraid to have a simple conversation. The destructive and dangerous part of that is the fact that it's going to lead to something else. And if we stop having the conversations with women, what is going to come after that? We now have, like Hink said earlier, we now have boys, young men that's doing a do with other men. They into bussy now, and they think it's cool. They even saying that they involving themselves with trannies and saying that they not gay.
That shit is wild as fuck.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. That's too much.
And this is what happened. This is what's happening. So if we continue to have this narrative where we are having men be afraid to talk to women, Lord help us in this generation that is going to follow up after those kids that have kids. They're going to be lost. So I think personally, it is imperative that during this time of our culture, of where we are so set in this victimized mindset, where we want to coddle these grown ass men, these grown ass women, and coddling them into saying something that makes them feel good, much rather than pointing out the harsh reality. And that is to get your ass outside and make this shit happen. If you want to be with somebody, you see something you like, go get it. That is what life is all about. There, without any risk, there are no rewards. So if you want to be mediocre, then go ahead and settle for that. But if you want what you want in life, you got to go work for it.
Run and go get it. I love it.
World class is on you, big brother. Right on.
Well, yeah, this has definitely been a dope live. Appreciate y'all for coming through, supporting Hank. You know, we got to check on your light skin friends. They ain't doing well. I think I've
you goddamn hater.
I've hopped on these panels. I'm the one that's never gonna coddle. I'm speaking up for them because they're not here. I challenge these guys thoroughly. Be bullying them a lot. I don't say the stuff that y'all say, but I really challenge their thought process and some of their concepts, and they do make valid, logical points. I took myself out of the game for a minute because I've seen things like I mentor young dudes. I got like 2-3 mentees. They're in their 30s, 29. They're doing well, and they good dudes, and they have like the same thing. It's always some chick or something trying to fuck them over and shit. So kind of looked at the female behavior. Like Mila said, they be on some wild shit. So the sad part is what our pain has said is kind of what's going to continue the problem. If you think that them changing is a solution, it's not. And that's a problem because that is the only solution. You know what I'm saying? The only solution is some cultural shift where women go, you know what, shit we doing is fucked up. Deleting 649 children a day, and then getting on the internet and calling a man a deadbeat when I just deleted a child is kind of bullshit. Should stop. Being 70, what is that, 70, 80% overweight, 80% of that obese, like the stuff that they're doing is crazy. The child abuse is crazy. I don't really be picking up all that other shit that they're talking about, but their behavior is fucking outlandish, and it needs to stop. So from that standpoint, whether the argument is adjacent to mine's as to why they should step back from these chicks is irrelevant to the fact that those things are real. Those are 24,117 children deleted since 1973. We need to check ourselves. But something ain't right somewhere at some point. That got to stop. That's beyond I can't even say the word, I think. Child abuse, child mistreatment numbers are crazy. The health is crazy. People are dramatically, our nutrition, our household has become a weapon. we don't live in households, we don't live in homes, we live in crime scenes. So just those things and what's going on in the home, like when COVID hit and the cases for family court cases went through, the DV went through the roof. Like there's something wrong, and we need to have a meeting, and that's what has been going on for the last 3 years, and beginning that conversation. So I'm for that part. I don't disagree with a lot of stuff that y'all three said, Mr. Payne, Mila, and Biz, and you, Hank. Those things are incorporated in the solution, but there's a prerequisite of problems that we got to address, and then we get on the same, figure out what the fuck is going on with that, and then those success principles can be implemented. You know, being willing to take risks. You know, success doesn't change. The game is the same, right? You got to take shots, but I think being the OGs, we got to understand that we're going to be the elders about 10, 20 years, like 20 years, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30 years, and got to cross our T's and dot our I's. We got an opportunity. I always talk about, like you just said, Biz, we got an opportunity to be the greatest generation of all time, and I'm with the shits. I want all the parts. I wanted to be because I was here, and I did my part. That's what I talk about. Immortality, being remembered for all time, as literally the greatest generation of all time. So if we can switch this around, they're going to write stories about us. So I'm in it. I'm with the shits, and these conversations are important because we want to see families. I want to see young people not make the mistakes I made, and benefit from the good decisions that I've made. I don't want young men to look at a woman and go, that bitch should do something bad to me. I want them to look at Amelia and go, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you up 100, and move forward in life. You know, want to have children. Every chance I get every opportunity I got, and then I'm done. Where I hear when these young guys are having the children, I think the kid Ricky P was having a child. I tell these guys, man, it's the greatest shit in life being a dad. There ain't nothing like it, bar none. It's nothing like it. It's the most amazing shit in life. It was tough going through what I went through, but like the son downstairs, when you have a little person who look like you, be proud of you, respectful, just those little fucking moments, bro. It's not like those heights. It's just that those little moments that they have with you that you can't recreate without them is amazing. When you watch this teeny tiny little person grow up and be their own person and be respectful and be loved, and you brought this beautiful person in this world and they affect somebody else, it ain't nothing like it. It's the greatest position in life, being a dad, man. It's nothing like it. So I encourage them to want to do that, obviously in a marriage and a household. So I want to see that. I want guys to share what I benefit from. So I'm with the solutions. I'm just gonna leave every stone unturned until we win, because my son's 7 and I want to be able to say, son, I did everything I was supposed to do, everything I knew to do, so your world can be as it's supposed to be. That's what it's in it for me.
Right on. So, I appreciate it. Okay, how you know if I was even going to you? You just gonna bully your way through, huh?
No, okay. Who's next? I know. Am I next? I was waiting for you to give me the high sign.
You're an old bully too. You're the old bully. Go ahead, Payne, since you bully your ass in.
Listen, I don't really have much to say. All I'm trying to say is when these young guys talk about how different the world is right now, and I understand when the students ready, the teachers appear, they never come up with the solution. I mean, Cheeky talks about house husbands and stuff like that and stuff, you know, but what do you want? But when your solution is that the women have to change in order for me to be a man, that's not a solution. It's not. But if you said that, we need more women to tell other women that having a whole phase ain't a good thing. Looking at the pool of men if you go to college as a benefit, because you're not going to be around as many men pointing in the right direction than you would have been when you're in college. So that's why all the white girls are with the NFL players and the NBA players coming out of college going, because the sisters don't want to be with men unless he's already at the finish line. That's a mistake. So I'm just trying to say, those are the kind of things I want to hear, but that still doesn't alleviate a regular man, even in 2024, from not going up to women to talk to them from time to time and facing the rejection. I don't see any path forward if you're not willing to talk to a woman. I don't give a shit what day it is. It has nothing to do with how old we used to do it before. You still have to brave it. So from that standpoint, the guys have all these problems, but I want to hear more of the solution. And just like with the women, right? With the women, I hear a lot of them saying what they want, but very few women ever say what the hell they're going to give in return.
Yeah.
And you stay on these panels, you can go far and wide. Women don't say shit what they're going to do for the men that they want. So I could understand some of these guys being say, shit, man, I want some reciprocity. Yeah, I can dig it. But still doesn't give you an excuse to move yourself out of life, man. The women are all around you. I mean, you can't beat your meat, but so much. Yeah, shit, man. But you just can't. That's I'll land it there. All right.
Damn, I don't. Who wants to go after that bullshit, Payne? What the hell?
I mean, shit, that's serious.
I got you. Mila, go ahead. I mean, I don't know how you gonna follow that up, but right on. God.
What I'm doing?
Your final thoughts. God bless.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys hearing that from a woman's perspective. I just would challenge men to just not rule all women out. I understand y'all have had y'all grievances with the city girls. I understand. I've had my grievances with the city boys, right? But I'm never going to allow that to change my intentions or my wants in life, right? And I'll just urge you fellas to just talk to us, use discernment, ask the right questions, and I beg y'all, please, please, please stop leading with money. Please stop leading with please stop leading with money. I would say if as a collective, right? If we want to see a change in the dynamic of women, we must start seeing a change with the dynamic of men, right? And I think if we would have less of these men sliding into DMs like, I'll pay you $1,000 to go on a date with you, or I'll pay you $5,000 to meet up with me. I think that we would have a shift in the dynamic with women. Men kind of decided because maybe they didn't have the personality or the looks or the education or whatever it was that they felt that they were lacking, that they said, well, I know women like money. I know women like to be provided for. Let me go in there. And as we know, women gonna take shit too far. They is dramatic. They took it and they ran with it. And men, y'all gotta reel it back in. Y'all lead, we follow, right? Y'all lead, we follow. So I think if we start telling women, no, I'm not taking you on no $500 date. I just met you. No, I'm not finna send you no cash app to get your goddamn nails done. No, I'm not finna pay your bill because you can't pay it. If men stop doing this crazy ass shit that they have been doing, I think we will start to see things to shift with the women. But once again, I will say that it starts with the men. Please don't count all of us women out. Don't assume the worst in us because of your past experience. Date women that are not your type, right? And just be open to all possibilities.
So does that include my man Justin too?
Me, personally, I do not date outside of my race. But if you are a person that dates outside of your race, all possibilities are open for you. I just would prefer to be with a beautiful black man because I love black men. There is nothing greater or finer. Okay.
Justin don't stand a goddamn chance. Okay, right on, Justin.
Justin's such a nice man. If I could change the color of his skin, I probably would have been married.
Shit.
He's gonna come in with blackface.
Oh shit! With that being said, I appreciate every last one of you who tuned in tonight. I appreciate every last one of you who came on the panel and gave your perspective. It's greatly needed. Dude, it sounds like we're gonna need a part 2 to this goddamn shit. It's so crazy. I don't know what happened to my man Sweeney. I think he probably had to fell off it, else he had a clown. I know he was still at the shop doing his work, you know what I'm saying? Doing God's work, trying to beautify some of these ugly ass dudes around here.
Oh yeah, tell men to take care of themselves and lose some weight too. By the way, tell men that take care of themselves and get in shape like I tell women.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because I know, okay, well, I'm sorry,
I think we can all agree to that. I think we can all agree to that. I'm gonna blame Sweeney for the reason why we having this show and what happened on the FIFA Sunday. Shout out to my man JR. He is in the chat. He came through and says, "Good show." Right on, my brother. I appreciate it. This is where it stemmed from. It was a conversation we was having towards the end of the show. It pretty much took over the show, and you know it happens like that sometimes. But I think it was a conversation that was necessary because I needed to know what is going on now. This ain't the first time we talked about this, and I'm sure it won't be the last. I agree with a lot of what Viz and Noble was saying. I didn't agree with Payne at all because I think Payne's crazy. That's just my personal opinion.
I like him.
We do need to invest in our sons, our nephews, our little cousins, our brothers, whatever male that you have a influence over. Talk to these guys, man, and let them know. Look, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. You want to be told no, you're gonna get rejected. You may even get embarrassed, but that doesn't mean you cut yourself off from all these women. I hate to hear that's what some of these guys are doing or did. I hate to hear that. That's saying they deserve better. But if they're not willing to go out there and work and put that work in, put that pain in, you know, that's your loss. That's your goddamn loss.
I'll treat y'all right.
There you are.
Come my way.
There you are. Shout out to the man who's trying to get right.
Hey,
go to me.
Mila, don't be sending them off, man. Come on, don't do that.
What? I said I'll treat them right.
With that being said, man, I appreciate it. Shout out to brother JR, Ethan Network,
family channel,
Super Chat. You have to bless me like it's what you chose to bless me. Even though these dudes are talking over my opportunity to give you your props, they are. But that's okay. I'm gonna forgive you because shout out to you, JR, for the 1999 Super Chat. He says, "Salute to Hink and the panel." Right on, brother. You didn't have to bless me, but you chose to, and I appreciate that. Y'all go ahead since y'all won't be heathens and shit. Just talk over my shit. I don't know.
No, we rather you gotta start talking because we haven't cut you off.
No, you good, man. Y'all good. But I like I said, we may need another part 2 to this, man. I promise you that's how
it would have hit me up.
Probably be. So
see if we can get Cheeky.
You said what, brother?
Let's see if we can get Cheeky or one of them up there to kind of speak for themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm open for it. I'm open to it. If that's what we need when these young kids.
Yeah, no diddy.
Okay, right on.
You gotta relax. Relax.
Look, I had my son. Like I said, I talked to my son, and I asked him some of these questions. I heard some of these young cats. Now, if my son's 18, he thinks a 25-year-old is old. Y'all don't stand a chance compared to him. He thinks y'all old. A 25, 26-year-old, you old to him.
It is old.
His sister 28. She old to him. She old. So he thinks I'm ancient. He thinks I'm totally out of touch.
I was 19. I was knocking down 32-year-old.
It is what it is.
You for the streets. Yeah, you for the streets.
I
know it's streets. See, that's what I said. You gotta be able to identify them types, ladies and men. You gotta know who for the streets and not.
No, he reformed. He reformed. Changed that.
Yeah, I'm retired.
He said, you heard him say, that was 28 years. That was
19 years ago.
No, I heard him.
Yeah.
I've been listening to him. He ain't no retired shit. He might have slowed down, but he ain't retired nothing.
I still hit the, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta hit the gym a little bit. Take some shots.
Exactly. You're gonna be back at it. You just need a little practice. You good.
Let me read this other
one.
Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered Network with the $5 super chat. He says, shout out to my brother from another mother. Right on, Black Man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the blessings, my brother. You have to, but you chose to, and I appreciate that. But with that being said, man, thank you guys for coming. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you for everybody who participated. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you on the next one. We will get back in on Monday. We talk some more sports, and we can talk about how bad the Ravens are and how great the Bears are going to be in the NFL season.
That don't even make sense.
So, Mila, if you're into sports, you're more than welcome to come over again. If not,
I don't know nothing about sports.
That's all right. Tune in on Monday. You can learn.
No, I like to read books and shit. Y'all talk about books.
Wow. Yeah.
Every once in a while. But not often. I'm more about sports and books, but I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. And I will see you on the next one. Right on. Right on. I see they're going to continue to talk over me. That's okay. I love you, Brother Payne. Right on.
Why you always talk about me? Everybody's talking. As soon as I talk, man, you shut me down, man.
Go over here and you know better. These young rappers, they don't know better. You go over here, though. You know better. I got to
Later, everybody.
Y'all have a good one. Let me drop Payne because he's talking too goddamn much. Goddamn.
See you, Mila.
I love you, Brother Payne.
See ya.
All right, brother. All right, Miss Mila. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Guys, thank you for another successful show. Even though Brother Payne kept talking, it's okay. I forgive him. I love that brother. He's a good old head. He's a good old head. With that being said, thanks for coming, and I will see you guys next week. Right on.